It is a championship for the Bedford Bulldogs, 3 in a row.
Johnson serves it in. Great header there, and it's a goal.
Brian O'Brien shot, Bedford goal.
He's at about the 18, sends it up and over and in. Big shot, Grace Crowder. Will kick, snaps back, kick is up. It looks good. It is good.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
About to bring you action, the home opener and season opener for your league champion Bedford Bulldogs against their arch rival Bishop Guertin. Hi, I'm Harry Kozlowski here with Corey Munsatiger. Once again, another year goes by, football season once again, and unlike last year where there were a lot of question marks around the Bulldogs, this year they are the top dogs.
They sure are, Harry. It's good to see them coming back out on the football field here. Reigning Division I state champions after having gone into the playoffs last year as the number 10 seed running the table, shutting out their first 3 opponents, only letting up 14 points in the championship game, and then winning on a thrilling last-second field goal by Colby Snow. They are coming back into this season, again, as reigning champions with high expectations.
Well, they just played the Jamboree last week at Gill Stadium, and the performance was quite good. They beat Alvern 25-7, and their starters really look like they've been playing all year. They really look sharp.
They sure do. 7 returners on the offensive side of the ball, 7 returners on the defensive side of the ball, showing some great seniority, and again, leading to many in the state picking them as repeat champs.
And of course, BG is a team that beat Bedford last year on a low-scoring defensive 14-7 loss. That was down at Stello Stadium. And this year, they're not quite up to the same level they were last year.
They aren't. They've had a lot of key losses on both sides of the ball for them, and they're going to have a young squad starting here. We've seen them throughout the warm-ups here. Solid athleticism. They looking sharp in the pregame, but they've had a coaching turnover too, and that's led to some learning throughout the preseason. And we'll see how things shake out here in the season opener.
Now, we had the chance to speak with Coach Zach Matthews yesterday about his thoughts going into this game, and we're going to bring you that interview right now.
Let's welcome head coach Zach Matthews of the Bedford Bulldogs. Coach, any thoughts about the Jamboree? It looked like your team was firing mostly on all cylinders.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a pretty good night. We got a lot of kids in. Pretty much every kid on the roster got a chance to get in on that one. So, you know, we can look at that both positively and negatively. I would have liked to have gotten a little more work from our starting group. I don't think they got to play a ton of snaps, which is something, you know, we had to prepare for this week in practice, for the fact that they didn't get a lot of work. The good news is we got to get a lot of the young kids in, and so the young guys got a lot of work moving forward. And so it was definitely nice for us to be able to evaluate some of the backups and the depth that we have in our program. But I do wish that our starters have gotten a little more work.
Now, you bring back, I believe, 15 seniors on your roster, including key players from last year's championship team, including quarterback Danny Black. What does that level of experience allow your coaching staff to do? Can you be even more creative with play calls?
I think that, I mean, we have a choice to kind of build on some of the things we did last year. I think one of the things you have to be careful of, though, is not trying to do too much, right? And so there's a reason why we had a successful year last year. Definitely, as the season went on, we found more success offensively, and definitely got Danny in a pretty good rhythm. And so I think you have to be careful. It's nice to have a lot of guys coming back, and it allows you to really start to dabble in some other things. But we don't want to do so much and change so much that it feels like it's new stuff for the kids. So we are finding ways to kind of challenge them with some new concepts, but we're trying to be really mindful of the fact that we don't want it to be too much.
Let's talk about some of the underclassmen that saw some time in the Jamboree, players like Bennett Matthews and Brody Helton. What do they bring?
Yeah, I mean, we feel like we have a really good group of young players that are pushing some of our older guys. So you mentioned Bennett, and Bennett's playing some safety right now and some wide receiver. Brody's starting at tailback for us. We're certainly excited about his future. He's done a really nice job in preseason camp running the ball. And then we also have 2 sophomores starting on the offensive line. So with the experience, you know, we returned 3 starters on the offensive line. line, but Connor Flaherty and Brennan Krause, who are also sophomores, had a really great preseason, and we're really excited to see what they've got to do. And so I think that when you have as much experience as we have on the roster, you're really trying to lean on some of those older guys, to kind of show some of your younger guys the ropes. And I'm certain that tomorrow night will bring some nerves for some of our younger guys, and with that, possibly come some new environments. But we're really pleased with their progression in preseason. We're excited to see what they're going to do in some game action.
Your Bulldogs went from being playoff dark horses last year to being the team with a target on its back this year. How do your players respond to that change, and what are expectations like this year?
Yeah, I think that, and this is probably similar every single year that we're here, but we have very high expectations for ourselves. We've talked about those expectations going into the season, and so the kids are really trying to embrace the expectations and the expectations they have for themselves. And we're trying to get better each and every single week. I think when you return a lot of starters, I think it's really easy for those guys to think that you're just going to pick up right where you left off. And although we were really pleased with some of the things we saw in the Jamboree, there's still plenty that we have to work on. And so we've talked about the process of we have to climb the mountain again. Last year was a special season. We're not really talking about it a whole lot anymore as far as last year. This is a new season.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But we got to start climbing the mountain again. And so every single year, each team has different chemistry, and we've got different guys getting into the mix. And so certainly expectations are high, but we've got to go out and earn it every single night. And I'm sure we're going to get the best shot from most teams that are on our schedule.
And last question, your schedule falls in your favor this year. You get 5 home games, including this season opener against BG on Friday. Do you think that extra home game gives you an advantage?
I think it's just nice for the kids to be able to be in their home environment. Home games, certainly when you have your community behind you and able to come out and support you, and it's a special opportunity for our kids, and it's a special opportunity for our community. And the thing when we look at last year and the postseason run we went on, every single one of those games was on the road. So certainly we view it as an advantage this year, having 5 home games, hoping to earn some home playoff games this year so we don't have to go on the road as much. That's definitely one of the goals for this group moving forward.
Coach, thank you for your time, and good luck on Friday.
Appreciate it very much. Thanks, Harry.
Coach Zach Matthews spending some time with me yesterday talking about this upcoming season, and the thing he said this time and also during the Meet the Coaches interview that we did last week is that last year's last year. Doesn't mean a thing. They got to earn it on the field again this year, and this is what Coach Matthews is expecting of his troops.
Last year is definitely last year, and a couple of key losses from that team. Again, Colby Snow had an amazing semifinal game, tearing up the field, receiving the ball, scoring touchdowns, kicking field goals, and again, that winning field goal in the championship game. A couple other names like Logan Sphere, Cal McAuliffe, Parker Bromley, Drake Sutton, some names that they're missing from last year's team, but again, they're looking for some returners to step into those leadership roles, and as Coach Matthews said, looking for a couple younger players to emerge as well.
Well, they have Dom Tagliaferro back, and he has assumed Colby Snow's role as the team kicker, and we'll talk more about that after the national anthem. Bedford High Bulldog Marching Band with the national anthem, and we're looking forward to halftime. Brand new show they put together. I assume it's the last Latin flavored program called Vamos a bailar.
There you go. You
Let's
got
dance.
it.
Thank you.
There it is.
Practice that.
I like it. I like it. So the teams will head out to center field for the coin toss on the red B on this relatively new turf. The marching band and the color guard are here. The cheerleaders are here. The student section is blacked out tonight, wearing black and black to support their black on black uniforms for the home team.
I want to just finish my thought about Dom Tagliaferro. He's stepping in as the kicker as well as being receiver and defensive back for the team. And he was probably the one rough part of the jamboree. Missed a couple of extra points, but he was really working on his kicking during the warm-ups here. Meanwhile, keeping an eye on the special teams for BG, I'm not sure who their kicker was. It looked almost like they were auditioning people during warm-ups. They had 3 or 4 kickers rotating both on the punt and on kickoffs and field goals. So we'll see who emerged the winner there from that warm-up.
It looked like Tagliaferro and I believe it was Dylan Soden was taking a few kicks there on the extra points during warm-up. So we see that the Bulldogs have won the toss. They're choosing to defer. So we'll see the Bishop Guertin Cardinals come out, likely on offense, as long as the captains made the right decisions.
We'll see how that Cardinal offense looks, led by Mike McDonough, senior quarterback.
A couple other key returners. We talked about Dom Tagliaferro. We've talked about Dylan Soden. Danny Black, the quarterback, will take the helm. The senior captain is ready to spark this offense. Did a masterful job throughout the playoffs last year and has some returners around him too on the offensive side. Luke Soden, Dom Tagliaferro, Kevin Sheridan, the big tight end's going to add some sturdy mitts across the middle of the field. Spencer Henrishon, another key returner. Jake Ben, Jack Rizzo, all names that you heard frequently throughout last season. And then some of the folks that were looking to emerge. We heard Coach Matthews talk about Brody Helton will get a lot of time in the backfield. Bennett Matthews likely on the defensive side of the ball. And then 2 offensive linemen, Connor Flaherty and Brennan Krause. 12 minutes are on the board. We're just about ready for kickoff here at the home opener and season opener for the Bedford Bulldogs.
And you couldn't ask for a better evening. Blue skies above. Temperatures are mild. Wind really not a factor. It's going to be a great kickoff to this Labor Day weekend. A little bit of football.
Clear skies. The lights are on. Chain gang is all ready across the other side of the field. The kids are playing tackle football all the way down to our left by the equipment. And kickoff is just moments away.
The NHIAA season already got going yesterday. Had a couple of games. Pinkerton defeated Windham 35-21, and Exeter with a 45-14 win over Timberlane. Those are the first 2 teams or first 2 games in this season, and then there's a couple games that are happening on Saturday. We'll talk about that in just a moment after this kickoff. And a big night in Goffstown. They are inaugurating their lights. Night football comes back to Goffstown, or comes to Goffstown for the first time. So that's pretty big.
Schedule shifts are due to the official shortage, so I want to plug that a few different times, and Harry will talk all about it. Kickoff is just about off. Soden deep down to the 2-yard line. It's received there by Ethan Chimalecki. Gets out to the right side and tackled out of bounds at the 28-yard line, we'll call it, where the Bishop Guertin Cardinals will have 1st and 10.
Good return there by Chimalecki. He got an angle, headed for the sideline, but picked up about 20 yards on that return. They're going to start out on the 27-20. You're going to say 28-yard line. 1st and 10.
So the Cardinals will take over on offense. McDonough will be in the pistol formation. Ethan Chimalecki is to his right in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left, 1 split to the right. McDonough barks out the signals, looks left, delivers into the flat. Nobody there. Stepping into that passing lane was Dom Tagliaferro. If that ball was on target, that might have been an easy pick six for Tags.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Tagliaferro read that play all the way, and if it was close to the receiver, Tags would have had a shot at that ball.
And that could have been a smart play by McDonough, too. He saw the defensive back jumping the route and decided to throw it away. Trips left in a bunch all the way on the far sideline. They throw it out there, looking to get a little wide receiver screen, and they get tackled for a loss, pushed out of bounds, as that was Cody Zamansky on the reception. But
Luke Soden with the tackle right there.
4 or 5 yard loss for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals.
And you know, Soden was sniffing those plays out at the Jamboree as well. He had a couple tackles for loss early in that contest against Alvern.
Veteran player Luke Soden back in the mix this year. Senior, did not play last year, but I'm sure Coach Matthews is welcoming his athleticism. 3rd and 14. McDonough in the pistol, takes the snap, looks left, looks back right, scrambles to his right, tucks it under his arm, and he gets tackled by Sheridan. Back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and 10, maybe 4th and 9.
There was an opening on the right side there momentarily for McDonough, but he got chased down by Kevin Sheridan, and also help there from Jack Rizzo.
So back to punt is Connor Lennon. Back to receive for the Bulldogs we'll have Dom Tagliaferro and I believe Bennett Matthews. Snap is back, kick is up, punter gets run into. Very, very short kick back to the 30-yard line, but we're going to have a penalty as the Bulldogs ran into the punter on that play.
I think there was some contact with the ball here. Need to look at that again. And I mean, the ball went straight up in the air.
It did. I'm not sure. They're going to call.
Let's see, watch that again on replay.
They're going to sort through it here. Looks like the Cardinals are going to get the benefit of the call there. You're absolutely right. If that punt gets blocked, running into that punter is okay. I don't think they got a piece of the ball. It was a shank. It went straight up in the air. And it's still 4th down, as it's just a running into the kicker. It's not a personal foul, so it'll still be 4th down and 6 to go, we'll call it. 4th and 4 as it looks to be on the chains. Ball's marked at the 34-yard line, and Lennon is still out there. He's ready to punt again, and Coach Nallen is hoping that it doesn't go straight in the air again. Snap is back. It's a bit high. Lennon gets it off, and this is a much better punt. Coming up to field it on the bounce, can't get it. Tagliaferro lets it bounce, and the Cardinals get an extra 10 yards out of it. It is down back at the Bedford Bulldogs 25.5-yard line, where their offense will take over.
Mentioned some Saturday games coming up. Alvern's going to be at Central. That's a 2 o'clock game on Saturday. And Memorial is going to be hosting Central of Providence, Rhode Island for a 1 p.m. start at McDonough Field. Boys soccer going on tonight. They're up in Hanover. We should get a score from Athletic Director Corey Parker on that. Congrats to girls volleyball. They picked up right where they left off, a 3-0 win against Merrimack yesterday. And we're going to be broadcasting their next contest. We'll tell you more in a minute.
Danny Black in the pistol. Brody Helton to his left, trips to the left-hand side. Sheridan tight right. Black takes the snap, hands it off to Helton up the middle. He's got some room. Ducks into this line, cuts back to his left and ahead for a 9-yard gain, tackled at the 35-yard line. 2nd and 1.
Huge hole right there. Picked up 9 yards, and he was really about 5 yards into the backfield before he got any contact at all.
Sure did. Great job up front by the lineman, making a big hole for Helton there. 3 down linemen, 4 linebacker set for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. Black takes a snap, fakes to Helton, up the left-hand side, has Luke Soden out of bounds, can't make the catch, but that ball was over his head and uncatchable
Yeah,
on the game field.
If he was able to catch it, he would have been out of bounds. That pass was just thrown a little bit too far outside.
Tough one there. You get 2nd and 1. Take a shot downfield. I like the call.
They had good coverage. The BG defender was right there, step for step.
That was Will Helmke on the coverage, number 7. So Black in the pistol again. Helton to his right. 2 receivers to the right. Tight end right. 1 receiver to the left. They take the snap. Helton fakes up the middle. Tagliaferro, a little screen out to the right. Scraps ahead. Looks like he got the yard for a first down. They mark him out of bounds at the 36. This is going to be close, and I think they're going to measure.
I thought he got enough for a first down. He landed with the ball beyond the marker. Jackson Goldstein almost had him in the backfield, but Tagliaferro really fought to get that extra yard and make the first down.
The officials don't have the privilege of replay. We do. Dale Bird back in the studio providing that replay there. We saw Tags scrap ahead, try to get that first down yardage, and it looks like he's going to be just a touch short. There it is. You see him makes the catch back there at the 34. Scraps ahead. Ooh, he got a tough spot, too.
Yeah, he landed. It's not like his knee hit early. His whole body landed, and the ball was beyond the marker, but I think the officials are watching the knee, and the knee was behind the line.
Man, that football was extended beyond the 36-yard mark, and the Bulldogs got a tough one there. Hey, but an interesting call here. Their own 36-yard line, we'll call it. 9:23 to go in the first. It looks like the offense is staying on the field. 4th and inches. Big early play for the Bulldogs offense.
Yeah, I don't think they want to let a bad spot squash this opening drive.
Well, they're hoping their bowling ball in the backfield of Brody Helton and their big men up front have enough to get these 6 inches. Takes a snap. Helton off to the right side. Plenty of room for the first down as he's out beyond the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
That was actually the call I was expecting on 3rd down. I'm a little surprised they decided to do the pass out to the flat to Tagliaferro.
I agree with that, actually. I was a little surprised by that, too. Pitch and catch was on. He just wasn't able to scrap ahead. Well, we thought he had the yardage.
Helmke, or actually Goldstein, just had it sniffed out.
So we're back to the line of scrimmage. Black in the pistol. Helton to the right, in motion to the left. He's out in the flat. Black looks downfield, swings it out to Helton on the left side. He's got room to run. He's down past the 50, down to the 30, pushed out of bounds at the 29-yard line in Bishop Guertin territory. Great catch and run by the sophomore running back, Brody Helton.
Yeah, Helton was not going to go down. He broke at least 2 or 3 tackles on that catch and run. I also want to mention that was a great throw by Black. Sometimes the pass out to the flat is a little hard to anticipate, but that ball was right on the money. Helton didn't have to break stride at all to catch it.
Kudos to Black for putting it right on him in stride. Easy to catch for Helton, and he got ahead for about 20 yards there. Black takes the snap. Handoff to Rizzo. Gets around the right end, down to about the 21-yard line, ahead for about 6 or 7 yards.
He's going to pick up 8, so it'll be 2nd and 2.
There you go, 2nd and 2. And the Bulldogs are driving. This drive started back on the 25-yard line after Bishop Guertin was held to a 3-and-out. Just over 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Scoreless so far. But the Bulldogs, like I said, are driving. Black in the pistol again. Helton to his left. Takes the handoff off the right-hand side. He's got more room. Up to the middle. Dances back over the middle. Back all the way to the left-hand side. In for a touchdown. Brody Helton, spectacular 22-yard touchdown run. And we're seeing why the sophomore is starting this year in the backfield.
And Brody's got more than power. He's got moves.
He does.
He shaked and baked his way through the secondary and was able to find the end zone. Really didn't take a hit.
We had the pleasure of watching Brody Helton on the lacrosse field all springtime as a freshman on that team, and he ran through several sticks, cracking them over his upper arms, and I was excited about him being in the backfield running through tacklers in a similar manner. Touchdown Bulldogs. The extra point try will be by Dylan Soden. Snap is back. It's a fake. Black rolls out to the right. Has Rizzo early. Can't get it to him late. And it is incomplete. No good on the 2-point try.
Yeah, you know, I think he had Rizzo open early. He hesitated to make that throw.
There you go. You see it on the replay. He was looking back to his left. Had Rizzo there. Rizzo ran out of room, and Black ran out of time. So it stays 6-0. The Bulldogs go up on their first possession of the game on that dazzling 22-yard touchdown run by Brody Helton.
And we've got a score to report. Nashua North with a 10-0 lead over Merrimack in the first quarter. Second quarter, thank you. Still waiting for a report from boys soccer. We'll get that to you as soon as we have that.
Soden is back to kick off. Just under 8 minutes to go. Back deep are Ethan Chimalecki. And it looks like not making the catch was Ronan Balistreri. He gets wrapped up at the 14, maybe 15-yard line, and the Cardinals are backed up for their second offensive possession.
Balistreri mishandled the kickoff, was able to get possession back, but by then he was already run over. So the Cardinals are going to start at their own 15-yard line.
So back to the line of scrimmage. McDonough out with the BG offense. Ethan Chimalecki to his right in the backfield. They go with the 2 tight end set. Splits on both sides. Up the middle. Handoff was to Chimalecki. He gets gang tackled right at the line of scrimmage. They might give him half a yard forward progress.
Dylan Soden was the first Bedford defender to hit him. Met him right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe they're going to give him a yard, so it'll be a 2nd down and 9. Got another score to report. Portsmouth with a 13-0 lead over Spalding after 1.
McDonough back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like A.J. Holmes is to his left. Switches to the right, now back to the left. 2 wide receivers on either side. McDonough hands it off to Holmes, who's swarmed right away.
Jake Ben
into the backfield. The senior captain making a phenomenal play right away.
He was almost there at the handoff.
And the Cardinals are lucky that didn't turn into a fumble. So 1 or maybe 2-yard loss on the play, 3rd and 11. And the Cardinals are struggling to get any yardage here.
Yeah, I think just doing the math off the top of my head, I think they're in negative net yards right now, about -1, -2.
They got some positive yards on the penalty.
Penalty, correct, right.
On the running into
they
the punter.
They did get 5 yards on a penalty. That's about their biggest play.
Yeah. So 3rd and 11. McDonough in the pistol. Chimalecki back to his left, takes the snap, looks left, over the middle, has a man, can't make the reception. That's Connor Lennon, can't pull it down. Bedford defenders were right there, but it's incomplete. 4th and 11, the Cardinals will look to punt again.
And Jack Rizzo is in on coverage, and he was concentrating on making the tackle. That pass went off Lennon's hands very dangerously, could have been intercepted, but like I said, Rizzo was more concentrating on making the tackle than following the ball.
So standing on his own goal line, Connor Lennon back ready to punt. Tagliaferro and Matthews back to receive. This time it's a good punt. Matthews can't handle it right away. Finally fields it at the 50 and gets tackled right away, where the Bulldogs will take over right there at midfield for their second offensive possession. A little saltiness after the players got up.
I'd like to acknowledge the girls basketball team. They're helping to run concessions here at Bedford High Stadium tonight, helping out the Bedford Bulldog Athletic Booster Club. Check out their website, learn how you can get involved at bbabc.net. You can also learn a bit about the fundraising raffle that's going on starting today, a chance to win some cash prizes as well as tickets to the Patriots and Revolution.
Good raffle to get involved with, and some nice prizes there too. So Black is back. He's got 3 receivers to his left. In motion is Rizzo. Fakes the handoff. Now it gets to Luke Soden on the wide receiver screen. Dazzles out in the left-hand flat. Gets ahead for 10 yards and a first down at the 40. Twinkle toes there by Luke Soden.
Black is back.
Black is definitely back. We're back in black. Black unis for the home football team here. Black pants, black jerseys, white numbers, and of course their black helmets. Bishop Guertin in their white away uniforms, trimmed with yellow and green.
The Green Bay look.
They do have a Green Bay look, but they are not looking like Green Bay at the moment. Helton takes the handoff to the right side. Huge hole, finally gets stopped 5 yards downfield. And Helton has another 5 yards, 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
I got to see how that developed on replay, because you're right. He didn't have, it wasn't even a hole. It was just wide open space.
just a lot of field space there, right? That 3-man defensive line front is taking the brunt of this big Bedford offensive line and making big holes for Helton to run through.
Under 5 minutes to play here in the first.
Black with Helton to his right. He'll scramble to the right-hand side, out into the flat, finds Luke Soden, dodges one defender, scoots out of bounds. He's down and out at about the 14-yard line. Nice little jab step, avoiding the first tackler and ahead for positive yardage there.
Yeah, Soden wide open there. The defender's playing off the ball, giving him a lot of room to make that catch and get up the sideline.
Tough one there for Balistreri as Soden jabbed inside and then got back out on that little 5-yard stop route and turned it into many more.
Bulldogs lead 6-0, threatening to score again here.
1st and 10 on the Cardinals' 14-yard line. Black takes a low snap. Wow, they should have called him down. His knee was on the ground. He gets it off to Helton, runs through a couple tacklers and get back to the original line of scrimmage, but he should have been down in the backfield. Let's see the replay here. See, Black's knee was on the ground and he had possession of the ball, but they do not call it. It'll be 2nd and 10. Helton did well just to get back to the line of scrimmage. The Bulldogs, 2nd and 10, trot to the line of scrimmage. Helton to Black's right, 2 receivers into the boundary, as well as 1 out to the wide side. They'll give it to Tagliaferro, end around, little jet sweep, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage for maybe a 1 or 2 yard loss.
Cody Szymanski there with a great tackle there for the Cardinals. He sniffed it out and tracked the runner down.
Loss of 2, 3rd and 12. Clock is ticking at 3.5 to go here in the first quarter. The Bulldogs lead 6-0 on that 22-yard scamper by Brody Helton. They missed the 2-point conversion on a fake PAT, so we remain at 6-0. Back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers into the boundary. The tight end here is Dylan Soden to the right. Black takes the snap, looks downfield to the right. Stop route, looks like it might be picked, and it is. Stepping up and making a great interception, Ronan Balistreri jumped the stop route. They were trying to mark it right at the first down marks. And Balistreri anticipated it, got in front, and picked it right in front of Jack Rizzo.
Might not have been the best target. He was never really open on that pattern. Black trying to force it in. If he had a little more zip on that pass, he might have been able to beat him, but Balistreri timing his jump and coming up with the ball.
So the interception leads to the turnover, and the Cardinals will be coming out from their own 10-yard line. First turnover of the game. Little toss sweep here, out to Chmielewski, stacked up at the 10-yard line, falls forward for 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Sheridan making the initial contact there on the tackle. Interesting formation. They were running out of a bunch there.
Yeah,
no receivers.
Almost like a little wing T approach here. The first 2 possessions they were spread out, and now they're much tighter. Offensive line nearly foot to foot, if not foot to foot. Very, very tight splits. And they're taking a much different approach to this offensive possession. McDonough under center, takes the snap. To number 12, that's Sam Fayed. Takes the handoff off to the left-hand side, a little misdirection. And they tackle him after a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 5. Personnel change. Looks like they'll spread the field out a little bit for this 3rd and medium.
2 minutes left here in the first. Bedford still leads 6-0.
We talked about the dominant defense all last year in the 2022 season, and the Bulldogs defense is looking stalwart here in the first quarter. McDonough alone in the gun, 4 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Wide receiver screen to the left-hand side. Ahead for first down yardage is Cody Zemanski and more. He gets out to about the 35-yard line where he's pushed out of bounds for a Bishop Guertin first down.
That was a good call, and it happened on that block right there. I didn't catch the number, but a little bit in the back. I'm not going to say it was a penalty, but that block sprung Szymanski to able to run. Or are they calling this? What are they doing here? It looks like they're walking it back.
Oh, we got a penalty?
Are they going to call that a block in the back?
Maybe they are. I didn't see the flag on the field, but they are calling something, and it was out in that left side of the offense, possibly a hold. Great catch and run by Cody Zemanski, but as you called it, they are coming back. It looks like a hold, and they'll march it back from the spot of the foul. So it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Cardinals.
The officials giveth and they taketh away.
They sure do. In this case, taketh away as McDonough is on his own 8-yard line. Looks like Chmielewski is going to be to his right. He'll have 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Officials are still sorting things out. They finally disperse, and now we get the holding call. Repeat 3rd down. 3rd and 11, and the Bulldogs get bailed out there by the Zebras. McDonough, pistol formation, takes a snap. Big pressure early, receiver screen through the middle. On the catch is Lennon, but he's tackled down quickly by Alex Grodinskis, who steps up and makes the stop well short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 4 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Eli Gumas was just coming in like a freight train and closing in on Mike McDonough, barely got the pass away.
Nicely designed play, but again, Grodinskis shed a tackler right in the middle of the field and came up with a good stick on Lennon. And the Cardinals are short. 4th and 4. Lennon is back to punt again, this time on his 3-yard line. Punt is away. Short. Tagliaferro muffs it, and it's covered by the Cardinals. So special teams mistake here by the Bulldogs will give the ball right back to the Cardinals. And the Bulldogs defense going to have to trot back out there and hold strong again.
That was tough. It was a line drive kick. It might have fooled Tagliaferro a bit. It was dropping as it was getting near him. They would have given him terrific field position in BG territory if he was able to at least just come up with the ball.
Yeah, muffed there, and it was a knuckleballer coming out from Lennon's foot. Seems like the punt returners are a touch too far deep. And again, here it leads to the muffed kick. Pass down the left-hand side, can't make a connection. McDonough overthrows Balistreri. So it'll be 2nd and 10. So yeah, going back to that muffed punt, the returners were a touch too deep, and this time it leads to Tagliaferro not making a clean tackle, or excuse me, not making a clean reception. And the Bishop Guertin Cardinals were right there to cover it at the 48-yard line. So they've had the benefit of running into the punter. Didn't really give him a first down, but this is a gift for him. They're out on their own 48-yard line. McDonough rolls right into the flat. Complete. Tackled and pushed out of bounds is Will Helmke. Close to first down yardage. I think they'll mark him at the Bedford 43-yard line.
Once again, Goomis was coming in hot on McDonough, and he was able to get that pass away. So McDonough's getting these completions while he's under pressure, doing a great job.
3rd and 1 for the Cardinals. 1 receiver to the right, 4 to the left. McDonough empty backfield. In the gun. Takes the snap, looks left quickly. Balistreri makes the catch, ahead for first down yardage and a few more. Gets ahead for about 10 yards as he's down around the Bulldog 35, maybe 34-yard line. 33 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and now the Cardinals are driving.
Yeah, it was a good play call, quick out, just to get a yard. They wind up getting about 5 or 6 on that play, and they're going to try to snap here with 27 seconds to go.
McDonough takes his time, signals from the sideline. 4 receivers into the boundary to his left. Takes the snap, looks right, slant. They get him. Ahead for first down yardage, and down at the 20-yard line is Cody Zemansky. Clock pauses at 11 seconds while they reset the chains, but that will likely run out the first quarter with a 6-0 Bedford lead. But the Cardinals driving and threatening.
And that was a great throw by McDonough. Once again, he went to the single receiver on his right side, but Szymanski able to find the seam in the Bedford coverage. Makes the catch and picks up first down yardage.
That'll do it for the first quarter. Your score, Bedford 6, Bishop Guertin 0. Only scoring play was Brody Helton on a 22-yard touchdown run. The 2-point conversion on the fake PAT was no good, so it remains 6-0. The Cardinals will take over on the 20-yard line out to our left-hand side as we resume play for the second quarter.
The Bedford Friends of Football is a parent-led organization that functions to support the needs of our team throughout the season. We do what we can do without the generous support of sponsors, they couldn't do what they do. We want to thank 10 and 10 Attorneys at Law, Coca-Cola Northeast, Pepsi, Stonyfield Organic Yogurt, Fine Homes Group International, TJ McCartney Incorporated, McDonald's Brown Avenue, Realty One Group, Treescapes by Murphy, Apex Wealth Management, and we want to thank all our wonderful sponsors of the Bedford Friends of Football. Another broadcast coming up soon next week. 3-time defending champion Bedford girls volleyball team, who had another big 3-0 win yesterday. They're going to be home. Their home opener will be against Hollis Brookline, the team that they defeated last year, and a team that's probably their biggest rival in Division I girls volleyball. We're going to have that for you on BCTV Channels 8 and High Definition Channel 1072, as well as on the BCTV app. That's a 6:30 start on Wednesday. Make sure you tune in. And we're going to talk about that new app. It is really good.
I hope so. I hope so. Again, welcome into all of our fans out there in TV Land. Channel 8, new lineup in Bedford. BCTV is on Channel 8, as well as what you're familiar with, HD 1072. McDonough takes the snap, looks to his left. Through the hands of Zemansky, can't make the catch, so it will be 2nd and 10. We also welcome in the National Public Television Channel 6, so welcome into all of our Nashua viewers as well. Appreciate having you listening and watching the broadcast tonight.
First quarter score from Goffstown under the lights for the first time. They lead Nashua South 7-6.
Yeah, great for Goffstown for putting in the turf, putting the lights in, changes their dynamic. Taking the handoff here is Ethan Chimalecki. He's swarmed behind the line of scrimmage for no gain, maybe a 1-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Gang tackle there by the Bulldogs front.
Some substitutions, going a little lighter. On the defensive side, 3 down linemen now with this 3rd and long. 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right in this empty backfield for McDonough.
Bedford rushing 3.
We take a timeout as the Cardinals didn't seem to know what they were doing, so we'll get a timeout. Actually, it looks like it might be on the Bulldogs side.
Yeah, I think Coach Matthews wanted to talk over this lineup. They had 5 receivers out there. They're only rushing 3. Another score here in Division 1, Concord and Londonderry all tied up at Londonderry at 7-7 late in the first period. Also, congratulations to the girls soccer team. They started off 2-0. A win over Memorial 8-0, and then a 2-0 win over Hanover yesterday. So they haven't allowed a goal yet, and they're 2-0. Wow. Boys soccer, they dropped their opener 2-1 against Memorial. And field hockey's got 1 of each, 1-1-1. Beat Central West 4-0, tied with Pinkerton 4-4, lost to Londonderry 2-1. That is your week in sports. Oh, I forgot to mention the golf team. They are 5-1 after the first 2 contests in their season. They are at 5-1. Good start.
Good for those Bedford athletes. We're waiting for good for these football athletes. As the Cardinals have 3rd and 11, McDonough takes the snap, goes out to his right-hand side, delivers downfield, incomplete. Was looking for Lennon. The intended receiver was very close to the first down yardage, but it's incomplete and irrelevant. 4th and 11. And this is the field position that you might see the offense stay on the field, although Lennon is a good kicker. He's a punter. He does the place kicking for the Cardinals, and so they may try a field goal here. This would be about a 38-yarder.
You are correct.
Put the tee down on the 28, so it's a 38-yard field goal attempt for Connor Lennon from the right hash. Holder is Mike McDonough. The snap is back a little high. It gets down. Lennon, plenty of leg. Is it good? It is good. Nice boot there by Connor Lennon. And the Cardinals come out with 3 points. After starting a solid drive, they were helped by the muffed punt. Advanced it another 30 yards, but then stalled out to start here the second quarter. And they come away with 3.
BCTV's live channels and on-demand content are now easier to access than ever before. Bedford Community Television is available as a free app to download on Apple iOS as well as Android. Download the Bedford Community Television app from your app store today. I actually was kind of noodling around with it the other day, and it's really, really fast, and you can get just about anything at your fingertips. Everything just pops right up.
Love it. Love the improvements that the BCTV crew have been making. Great job by Andrew Fenn.
Bill Jennings on camera. They're our crew, and of course, back at the studio,
Dale Bird helping out with replay. I see executive producer by Andrew Fenn. I think he's a senior executive producer. I think he needs a
assistant
raise.
To the senior executive producer.
Assistant to the executive producer. And of course, the grand poobah here in person running the camera. Love to see Bill Jennings up here in the booth. Lennon with the kickoff. Beautiful field goal, gets the kickoff deep, received at the 4-yard line. Tagliaferro cuts it out to the right. He's wrapped up at the 25. He should go down before he gets his head taken off.
Yeah, Szymanski had him by the shoelaces, trying to get away from him, couldn't do it.
Pushed out to the 26-yard line, where the Bulldogs will take over.
We have a celebrity in the press box with us.
Mr. Lauren Fox. BCTV viewers are familiar with the melodic tones of Mr. Lauren Fox, partner on many of our basketball broadcasts. He's doing some girls soccer games this fall. Lauren, good to have you in, buddy.
I get to hang out with you for a minute. This is fun.
What, you had nothing better to do than to come down to the football game tonight? I like it.
I drove 3 freshman girls to the game, my daughter being one of them, and I'd rather hang out in here with you guys, honestly. They don't want me in the student section.
Black gives off to Helton, off the right-hand side, off tackle, nifty cut back into the middle field, now all the way back to the left-hand side. A lot of room, past the 50, down into Cardinal territory, and he's tackled at the 37-yard line. And again, we're seeing why the sophomore is the starter this year. Outstanding run, as you see here with the cut back, getting all the way back across the field was Brody Helton on a spectacular run.
The cutback really made all the difference on that one. The strength made a big difference for him too, and brought down by Ethan Chmielewski, the senior from Bedford. Notice a lot of familiar names on this BG team. It's interesting to look at and say, wow, these guys could all be theoretically on this same Bedford roster. It's just they're wearing green, yellow, and white tonight.
As is normally the case with Bishop Guertin. A lot of kids from a lot of similar towns around here, and the Bedford teams do find that in many cases. Helton off tackle to the left-hand side, gets out to the sideline. Ball's on the ground though, and that looks like it's a fumble recovered by the Cardinals. So after a spectacular run, a turnover, and a tough mistake by the sophomore, he trots off with his head down. He'll recover from that, but in this case, the Cardinals recover it.
And Danny Black, the senior quarterback, doing a great job as Helton comes off the field, escorting him off, calmly talking to him, giving him a little pat on the helmet. And that's what leadership is. And I've coached Danny at baseball for a long time, and great athlete, great player, and good to see that example of leadership that he showed just there.
That's what you look for from your senior captains. Black stepped in pretty quickly and said, Brody, you'll have many other opportunities. Don't worry about that one. But 2 turnovers in a row. First the pick by Black, and now the fumble by Helton. And the Cardinals are back on the offensive side. McDonough hands it off. Up the middle, a little bit of room for Chmielewski. He gets out past the 25 to maybe the 26. It'll be second and we'll call it 8.
Bennett Matthews in on the tackle. Of course, Matthews, a talented athlete, wide receiver, but also in the mix a lot. Not because he's got back, but because he's a good defensive back, I guess. That was such a good line. I would have thought it was one of yours.
That was good. I like it. Many people who are not familiar with 90s rap music will not get that one, but I liked it. McDonough in the pistol, hands it off up the middle, and that ball's on the ground, and the Bulldogs look to have recovered that fumble. I believe that was Chmielewski up the middle, and yes, indeed, the Bulldogs come out of the pack with it, and they get a gift on the Cardinals' 31-yard line, and Helton won't hang his head in shame for too long.
And another baseball kid coming up with the fumble recovery, Jack Rizzo, who, in an odd footnote last year, the one at-bat that he got during the baseball season cranked a home run to center field against Alvern.
Love to hear that.
One of the wildest moments I've seen in all the years I've coached or played. And that one wasn't a bad one here either.
Good for Rizzo coming out of the pack there. Alert, pounced on the ball, and now the Bulldogs have fantastic field position on the Cardinals' 31. Black fakes the handoff, gets pressure up the middle, scrambles out to the right side. He'll tuck it all the way outside. Helton with a great block on the outside. Black down, out just around the 10-yard line. They'll call him out at the 13. Ahead for first down yardage. Watch this block on the replay. Helton destroys somebody. Boom, right there, decleats him, gives Black an extra 10 yards as he steps out at 13.
And my first thought was that's going to be a block in the back, but the defensive player turned into Brody, and that resulted in the contact. But Danny Black, good for 18. Again, very good decision-making there, and followed one of the big guys to get those yards. And I promise I'll give Harry the headset back as soon as Bedford scores. I did not come up here to do this.
Black back in the pistol. Helton to his left. 2 receivers left. He'll scramble left. Helton looks to block. Delivered out to the left-hand side. Soden makes the catch gets away from 2 tacklers, scraps ahead for extra yardage. A helmet pops off in the process. Looks like that was Theo Leonard in on the tackle for the Cardinals. Lost his helmet, not his head. And ahead for a tough 5 or 6 yard gain was Luke Soden.
Danny Black over to the sideline getting his word from the offensive coordinator as he heads back. But Soden was not one that I had seen a whole lot playing football. I didn't see a whole lot of football games last year. And, of course, you and I have seen him on the hardwood, but an impressive athlete and certainly not afraid of contact in either venue.
Well, you didn't hear a lot about him last year on the football field because he didn't play football.
Okay, that's what
year.
I thought. So hey, that I know his brother does.
He sure does. He plays tight end and is in there on the right tight end spot. Helton takes the handoff, runs it off the right tackle, down at the goal line. He'll have a first down, but I believe he's just shy. He bounced at about the 1 and did not quite get in, but the Bulldogs will have first and goal from the 6-inch line.
And we'll have a look from Dale Bird, but yeah, from up here, which is not the best vantage point, it looked like he was down about half a yard short.
Oh, now they're
saying,
wow.
Ooh. There you go. He was in.
Jeez.
Neither of us were right. The officials, somebody, a line judge, must have seen something, but I'm not going to speak too loud unless he fell over a player there. But it looked like
he reached ahead and his knee was not down.
All right, there you go. So touchdown, Brody Helton. Now Bedford on top, 12-0.
We'll call it an 8-yard.
12-3. Check that.
8-yard touchdown run there by Brody Helton as he extends late. His knee was not down, so the goal line official gives him the touchdown, and Helton atones for his previous sin. And they'll go for the 2-point conversion here as they failed on the first. Black takes the snap, hands it off. Matthews on the end around. He gets stacked up at the 3, no gain, and PAT is no good. So 2-point conversion fails, and it stays 12-3, 8:53 to go in the first half with the Bulldogs ahead. Well, thank you very much to Lauren Fox making an appearance. Always a pleasure to do some play calling with you. We'll see you throughout the rest of the fall. Good luck to the girls soccer team as they pursue back-to-back state titles, as the football team is doing the same here.
Thanks, Lauren. The Bedford Bulldog Athletic Booster Club would like to thank their generous sponsors. Platinum sponsors include Spectra Marketing, Bedford Village Inn, BEI Network, London Orthodontics, Restore Hyper Wellness, Wicked Good Butcher.
There it is, there it is.
And Looney Insurance. Special thanks to our gold sponsors, Realty One, Ethan Allen, Granite State Cabinetry, and Liberty Hill Construction. On behalf of the 459 student athletes this season, we thank you for your support. And if you're interested in joining or become a sponsor, visit their website, bbabc.net, to learn more.
Man, think about that number, 459. That's approaching 50% of the school are student athletes. I love it.
And you know, one of the things we learned this year from the NHIAA is the start of esports in high school athletics.
I love it. Dylan Soden with the kickoff. Down to the 15 as running up on it and receiving it on the right-hand side was Ethan Chmielewski. He brings it out to the 28-yard line, where the Cardinals will take over.
As they were saying at the NHIAA media meeting, it's a outreach to get non-athletic athletes, people who are gamers, get involved and to represent the schools that they go to in competition. So that's an exciting new development that we'll be no doubt learning more about as the season goes on.
It's great to see more and more students getting involved. 8:50 to go here in the first half. The Cardinals take over on their own 27. McDonough, empty backfield. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to the right. Looks to the sideline for additional information. Coaches signal in a play. He takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself right up the middle, but he's wrapped up quickly and tackled behind the line of scrimmage. That's Jake Sheff knifing through the offensive line for the tackle for loss.
Not sure what McDonough saw there, but he was running right into the teeth of that four-man front. He had nowhere to go.
That looked like it was a design play call from the sideline too, though, so he's probably just paying attention to his coaching staff. Perhaps they saw the three-man front, thought they could take advantage of it, but Jake Sheff says, not when I'm here.
No, no, no.
Two backs in the backfield for McDonough now. He takes the snap, looks down to the right-hand side, delivers out to the right-hand side, incomplete. Intended receiver Sam Franco out there on about a 7 or 8 yard out pattern. So it'll be 3rd and 12, we'll call it. Stop clock at 8:09.
Scores from around Division I, Nashua North with a 17-0 lead over Merrimack. That's at the half at Stello Stadium.
McDonough trips to the right, one to the left. In motion is Lennon. McDonough rolls to the right, looks downfield, now tucks it, gets back out to the 31-yard line, but well short of first down yardage. It'll be 4th and we'll call it 7 maybe.
Jack Rizzo with the tackle right there. Another score for you at Londonderry. Concord trails by a score of 14-7. They're late in the second quarter. Dover with a 14-0 lead over Winnicott at the end of 1.
We'll see Dover a little bit later this year. We get a timeout here. Some personnel confusion on the special team side as the punt return team wasn't sure who was supposed to be where. So I believe the Bulldogs take a timeout. 7:31 to go here in the first half. Snap was a bit high, so Connor Lennon had to get up there with one hand, but again, it was irrelevant as the Bulldogs took their second timeout of the first half.
Be sure to stay tuned for halftime. We're going to be bringing you the Bedford Marching Band performance of Vamos a Bailar.
There it is. I love
Let's
it.
Dance.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Looking forward to seeing that. We'll carry that both on TV and radio.
We have the Spaniard, Harry Kozlowski, in the booth tonight, busting out his linguistics. I love it.
Darling, it's better to look good than to feel good. And I think I mean that. Remember that, Fernando?
I can't say I do.
Oh, really?
No.
Saturday Night Live, Billy Crystal?
Oh, okay, there we go, yes. There it is. Snap back for Lennon. Punt is shanked. Straight up in the air again. And hit the player,
oh,
though.
my goodness.
And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to have another special teams gaffe here.
You know, when you have a shank punt like that, you got to pay attention where the ball is because it could land anywhere. And unfortunately, it landed right in front of Kevin Sheridan, bounced right into him, and he's going to get charged with a fumble, even though he didn't try to field the ball.
It's a tough one there. It was a really terrible kick, and Sheridan was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Special teams needs to yell out, poison, 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 let's keep away. And unfortunately, wrong place, wrong time. So
Third
the
turnover here for the Bulldogs.
Cardinals will get the possession again.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he didn't get that. That was a terrible impression of Fernando.
My bad, my bad.
But everybody knows the line.
So the Cardinals, again, the beneficiary of a muffed punt, we'll call it. They take over on their own 45-yard line. 7:22 to go in the first half. 12-3 is your score as the Bulldogs lead. McDonough over the middle, complete. Lennon gets smacked. Hit hard by two defensive backs. Matthews and Rizzo combined for the tackle. And he's a little woozy as he gets up.
Yeah, that throw was a little high for McDonough, but he made a great catch. Really sacrificed the body there.
Marked at the Bulldogs' 42-yard line. McDonough with Chmielewski in the backfield. Two receivers right, two receivers left. McDonough looks to the sideline for further instructions. A couple of adjustments in the formation as the receivers shift their positions. They look at their wrist guards. Play call is set. McDonough takes the snap, looks to the right. Happy Feet tries to get out, but he can't. And coming up with a sack down low, Jake Ben, senior captain, leading the way for that defensive line. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Another negative play there for the Cardinals, courtesy of the Bedford defense. Great pass rush tonight.
2nd and 13. Empty backfield for McDonough. 4 receivers to this left side, near side. 1 receiver split to the right. Takes the snap. He looks left. Downfield, Sheridan comes in late, can't get them, but the pass is complete downfield. Cody Zemanski has first down yardage down to the 24-yard line. And again, the Cardinals are driving.
McDonough showing some ice water in the veins there, waiting to the very last minute, getting that throw away. But he made a great throw.
Good catch there by Zemanski, too. Hands out from the body, hauls it in. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. 2 backs in the backfield for McDonough now. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Takes the snap, looks right, delivers it out to the right flat. Caught. Shifting away from 2-3 defenders now, and then finally tackled after an 8-yard gain. I believe that was Sam Franco out there in the right flat.
It was, and he made up for a kind of a bad throw by McDonough. McDonough threw it behind him. He had to come back for it. Gave up yardage, almost lost that yardage, but he was able to avoid 3 or 4 Bedford tackles and made it a positive gain.
2nd and 3 for the Cardinals now. Nifty footwork, as you say, by Franco. Got him ahead for a 7-yard gain. McDonough, Chmielewski in the backfield. McDonough looks left, delivers it deep on the fade route. Incomplete, looking for Zemanski. And he was well covered as Tagliaferro was in coverage along with, who else was back there? Looks like Landon Elsmore, playing corner, was back there in coverage as well. Good defense by the Bulldogs makes it 3rd and 3. McDonough, empty backfield. 4 receivers, a 3-receiver bunch out to his left, 1 split well left, and 1 out to the right. McDonough barks out the signals, takes a snap. He keeps it himself off the right-hand side, ahead. First down yardage, yes indeed. They'll move the chains. First down, Cardinals on the 13-yard line. Heading in as they threaten here with just under 6 minutes to go in the first half.
BG keeping it simple right there. They had wide open right side. McDonough just decided to run for it. All he needed was 3 yards. He got it easily. A touchdown here would make it a pretty close game going into the half.
Sure would, sure would. Defense is looking to lock down. McDonough, 2 backs in the backfield. He'll hand it off. Chmielewski off the left-hand side. Squirts through for a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7.
They're at the half in Spalding in Rochester, New Hampshire, and the Raiders are trailing Portsmouth Oyster River 26-6.
Clock is running, just over 5 minutes to go here in the first half. McDonough in the pistol, Chmielewski to his left now. 3 receivers to the right, 1 left. They bark out the signals. McDonough takes the snap, looks right, has some receivers cutting. He'll scramble himself up the middle, gets hit hard at about the 5-yard line. He's short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and we'll call it 2.
Brother Aaron Chmielewski is an offensive lineman, and he was kind of getting the hooks into the Bedford rusher there, slowing him down a little bit.
Dylan Soden on the tackle. They'll tighten it up. We'll go back into a wing T look. 2 tights, really tight offensive line splits. McDonough under center. Chmielewski in motion. Toss sweep to the right-hand side. He gets tackled for a loss as Soden sniffed it out early. And Jake Sheff came through and finished the job. It'll be 4th and about 5, and we're likely going to see another field goal attempt with that leg of Connor Lennon. Although the Cardinals take a timeout, they want to talk about it. 4:08 to go here in the second quarter. 12-3 is your score for now. The Bulldogs lead, but the Cardinals have a decision to make here as the ball rests on the 8-yard line.
Dover at Winnicott now playing in Hampton. It's 21-0 as they approach halftime there.
What an entertaining first half we've had. We've had Brody Helton lighting things up. We've had an interception, a fumble, a couple of muffed punts. 12-3 is your score. Somewhat limited on offense for the Cardinals, but their time of possession has actually probably been more than the Bulldogs at this point.
They've actually improved quite a bit as the game went on. They were really being outplayed in the first quarter, but here in the second, I guess, getting the ball back on turnovers kind of pumped some life into them, and they've come up with some good play calls, and they're able to move on this Bedford defense.
They've taken advantage of 2 muffed punts. One was by the returner, and one was just a tough bounce into a leg of Kevin Sheridan, and then taking advantage of the fumble by Brody Helton. McDonough takes a snap, looks underneath, caught by Balistreri, but he's well short of the first down yardage, and the Bulldogs defense holds tightly. We'll get a turnover on downs.
Well covered right there. I'm a little surprised McDonough went with the short receiver, because he was coming back for the ball. He would have had to turn around to get to the first down marker.
Tough
and he had
play.
2 Bedford defenders behind him. Make sure that wouldn't happen.
Ball's marked at the Bedford 8-yard line. They'll take over there. 4 minutes, if you have a couple big plays, plenty of time to score here.
4 minutes is plenty of time, although they've got to go about 90 yards.
Danny Black out in the pistol. Helton is to his right, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Sheridan is tight right. They fake the handoff. Black gets some pressure, scrambles out of 1 tackler. Now throws it out to the sideline. Making the catch is Helton. He'll bowl through a couple of tacklers. And a broken play turns into a first down out by the 20-yard line.
Boy, that had a disaster written all over it for a while.
Diego Mendez putting the pressure on Black. Phenomenal spin move and athleticism there by Black. Helton bowls over 2 tacklers. And now we're going to get a timeout as the Cardinals are reeling. Mendez nearly had a safety, but Black, phenomenal spin move right there at the goal line.
One of the reasons they're spreading all these high school games out this year is because of the lack of officials. And the NHIAA has been putting out the call for people to become an official. It's a way to earn some extra money, but it's also a way to help out these high school athletes to play their games. Learn how you can become a high school official, not just in football, but in all kinds of sports. Visit NHIAA.org to find out how you can get involved.
That's an important point, too. It's not just football. It's across all sports. So if you have previous experience, or even if you don't have previous experience in a sport, get out there. We need you as officials. The teams want to play these games, but they need experienced and knowledgeable officials out there to help them go on. So I encourage folks, if you're thinking about it, reach out, make the right steps, and become an official. The Bulldogs, 1st and 10 on their own 20. Black in the pistol, Helton to his left. Rizzo split right. Sheridan is tight right. Tagliaferro and Luke Soden are out to the left. Officials are ready to begin play. 3:49 left on the clock here in the first half. Black takes the snap, rolls to his left. Looking downfield and firing, Luke Soden makes the catch out at the 25-yard line, where he's gang tackled after a gain of 5.
That was Luke Soden with the reception. Tackles made by
In Goffstown, they are at halftime, and the Grizzlies are christening their new field and new lights with a 19-6 halftime lead.
They give Soden 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. Black back in the pistol. They're going to need to go into their 2-minute here pretty soon. He looks to the right, delivers down. Catch touch there by Tagliaferro. Would have been smart to get out of bounds. They'll get a temporary clock stoppage as he's down on the 40-yard line. They'll move the chains, 3:05 on the clock, but they'll start it right when the chains get set.
That was a beautiful throw over 2 BG defenders.
Tagliaferro on the catch all the way to the 40-yard line. About a 15-yard gain on that one. The Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. They run the clock. Black is ready for the snap in the pistol formation. Looks to his right, now looks downfield in the middle. To drag, tight end drag by Sheridan, and he gets out of bounds at the 50-yard line. I believe they'll give him first down yardage. And the Bulldogs are driving. 2:52, the clock stops as Sheridan got out of bounds. And they will call it a first down. They move the chains, and they're at midfield.
Londonderry pulling away from Concord late in the second quarter. It's now 21-7.
This drive started on the Bulldogs' own 8-yard line. They have 42 yards so far. They're looking for another 50 before halftime. Black takes the snap, wide receiver screen, Tagliaferro. It gets into the middle, and he's ahead for a 4-yard gain. They had some good downfield blocking. He just couldn't shake Ethan Chmielewski, who came up from his defensive back position for the tackle. 2:35 and ticking. 2nd and 6. Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. Helton is to Black's left in the backfield. 2 receivers left. Tight right, man in motion is Rizzo, right to left. Fake to him, now downfield. They have the fade pattern, and they have the fade pattern. Touchdown! Luke Soden got in behind the defense. Touchdown. Black to Soden as they air it out.
There's a flag on the field, and it's coming back.
On the field. Very, very unfortunate, as that was a beautiful pitch and catch. But we have a hold back at the 49-yard line.
Oh, that's got to hurt.
Get marched back, yes.
But it's a frustrating night because there's so many plays that the Bulldogs are leaving on the field here. Penalties, turnovers, they really could be running away with this game.
We look at that replay there. I'm not sure we saw much. Perhaps it was closer to the line of scrimmage, but either way, the officials saw it. And they threw the flag. Yellow hanky on the field. The dirty laundry means the Bulldogs march back 10 yards. So we'll have 2nd and 16, 2:11 left on the clock. Still plenty of time to move this ball into scoring position. Black in the pistol. Takes the snap, looks right, looks back left. He's doing it again. Same play, close to same result. Face guarding there.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there. Chmielewski was...
I believe that was Will Helmke on the coverage.
Helmke, I didn't get a look at the jersey number, but yeah, he was making some contact there. Not really looking at the ball.
No flag. 3rd and 16. The Bulldogs will need to move the sticks here. 2:06 remains in the first half.
We got a final. It's the final, right, from Hanover. Boys soccer with a 4-1 win. Elliot Teixeira with 2 goals for the Bulldogs.
Good for them. Great win for the Bulldogs. They even the record at 1-1. Black takes the snap. A little screen, tailback screen. And the Cardinals sniff it out. That goes for no gain, maybe even a loss. No, they'll keep the sticks right there at the Bulldogs' 44-yard line.
Now I'm surprised the Cardinals are not calling a timeout here. They're letting the clock tick away here. They could have had 2 minutes for their own drive.
They might want to keep it for their offensive possession to see what kind of return they get. Sheridan will look to punt here.
No, we went from a long touchdown pass to a punt, thanks to a penalty flag on a hold.
Bulldogs would be smart to let this roll down on the play clock as long as possible, possibly even take a 5-yard penalty. It might not hurt them all that much. They're on their own 44-yard line. Sheridan, 14 yards deep, ready to punt. Cardinal players sprinted on the field a little bit late as they get their punt return personnel.
Under a minute to go. They let about 55 seconds tick away here.
Sheridan takes the snap, kicks it. Short kick to the left. He'll get a bounce out of bounds at about the 25-yard line in Cardinal territory. Might mark it at the 26.
They saved their timeout, but they let almost half the time tick away. Only 48.6 left.
Good job of running that clock down and not giving the Cardinals too much time. So 48.6 is on the scoreboard. Out to our right, your score is 12-3. The Bulldogs lead here as we approach halftime. Potent offensive plays hampered by some mental mistakes. McDonough into the right flat, caught by Zemanski. He gets out of bounds. 6 or 7 yard gain. We'll call it 6, 2nd and 4. To try to do their best in their 2-minute drill to get ahead. As we saw, Lennon has quite a leg as a place kicker, but they're going to need plenty of yardage before then. McDonough, little button hook there to Zemanski out to the 42-yard line. He'll move the sticks, 1st and 10.
McDonough had a lot of time to make that throw. Good protection.
They will mark it at the 43. 39 seconds. The clock will run once the sticks are set. McDonough, 2 receivers left, 2 right. He takes the snap. He looks right. He'll roll to the right. Killing time now. He finds his back out of the backfield. His helmet comes off. Zemanski. He gets ahead for positive yardage, about 8 yards.
And he's got to leave the field, I think. Do they have that rule here where if you lose your helmet, you have to go off the field?
Well, we'll see in just a second.
They're discussing whether or not that was a face mask or some other violation, because obviously he grabbed the helmet somewhere.
I don't see any flag on the field. They're discussing possibly maybe his knee was down before he scrambled ahead a little bit. 5 official huddle out there by the Bedford 47-yard line.
There's just 17.2 seconds remaining in the half.
So they discuss it. We don't know the outcome right now, but they do spot the ball at the 46-yard line. As the Cardinals are coming out, they're still in their own territory. So I'm guessing they saw a knee on the ground. If we get that replay there, Cody Zemanski made the catch, but again, he might have had a knee on the ground, negating some 4 or 5 yards that he hustled to try to get ahead for.
Well, there's time for one more play. The clock is running now. They're not calling the timeout. Now they do, so they let more time. Now that was rough because they just lost 5 seconds, and that 5 seconds could have given them maybe one play anywhere in the field of play. They could have called timeout and got a long field goal off at the very least. So now they're down to really just one attempt.
So on that first field goal, it was a 38-yard field goal. Let's say he has 45-yard range. They're still going to need to spot it on the 35, meaning they'll need to get to the 28 to give Lennon a chance.
Yeah, and that's about 20 yards?
Yeah, it looks to be about a 20-yard gain. So they're going to have to get those 28 yards and get out of bounds to stop the clock with no timeouts.
You know, I was thinking to myself that I didn't hear Ledger Russell's name called at all in this game, and he's actually on the sideline in his jersey, but he's no equipment. Obviously, he must be injured.
They did drop a flag there. As we look at the replay, Zemanski's helmet came off, but the call must be that he cannot participate any further after his helmet comes off. So they spotted it at the 46 where his helmet came off. McDonough now takes the snap, bobbles it a little bit, looks to the right, scrambles to his right, delivers it downfield. It is caught. 3.7 seconds left. That was Will Helmke on the reception at the Bulldog 42-yard line.
So one play for the end zone here.
They're going to have to throw it, and they spike it. But they had an illegal formation here on the near side. Sam Franco was not on the line of scrimmage. No flag. You could see him on the replay as he tried to scoot up to be that 7th man on the line of scrimmage.
I'd be curious to see that replay. The ball was snapped, hit the quarterback in the hand, and he immediately pushed it away. You could call that a fumble.
I mean, I guess. It's pretty clear his intention was to spike the ball and stop the clock. So here's the previous play on the replay, the 20 or so yard gain to get to the Bulldogs 42. The catch by Will Helmke. McDonough back to live action, takes the snap. He's going to heave it down the field. Receiver's there in the area, but it's picked off at the goal line. I believe that's Luke Soden coming up with the interception. He gets it out to the 7-yard line, but that'll end the half as the Bulldogs come up with an interception of their own. Turnover, kind of a meaningless pick, but prevents a score, and the Bulldogs will lead 12-3 at halftime from Bedford High School Stadium.
And we're back here at the press box. About 6 minutes away from second half kickoff. Bulldogs with a 6-0 lead. Sorry, correction, make that a 12-3 lead. Looking at the score clock, sorry about that. Eyes wired right to the mouth. Give you a quick scoring update. Bulldogs were able to punch it in on the very first possession, right? Corey, that was Brody Helton with a long touchdown run.
We're seeing the replay right now. Nifty moves as Helton got out to the right side, cut all the way back across the field, and was able to hit pay dirt. 22-yard touchdown run for Helton on that opening drive. The fake PAT, as you see right here, was incomplete. Intended receiver was Rizzo, so it stayed 6-0 at that point. All the way until the second quarter, Connor Lennon hit this 38-yard field goal, 38-yard field goal. Yes. Beautiful kick. Probably would have been good from much longer. As you see, that sailed well past the goal. Here is the second touchdown. Helton takes the handoff from Black off the right tackle, hits the defender, bowls over and reaches ahead, achieves that goal line. So that was your 3 scoring plays in the first half. The the 2-point conversion was no good, so it remained 12-3, and that's how we'll start in the third quarter.
Of course, a lot of turnovers for the Bulldogs. They've had 3. Luckily, the defense is able to step up and close the door on the Cardinals before they could add anything more than the 3 points that they already did off turnover.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you count those punt situations. Two real legit turnovers from the offense, an interception by Danny Black, and then a fumble by Helton, and then those 2 punt situations. First, the muffed punt by Dom Tagliaferro, and then the unfortunate Kevin Sheridan had no idea where the ball was. It bounced and hit off his leg, so that led to 2 muffed punts. So technically that would be 4 turnovers.
4 turnovers, and then the one by the Cardinals. Or they have 2. They had 2 technically, right? They had 2 turnovers. They had a fumble, and then the interception that ended the half, which was important because that could have been a scoring opportunity for BG had they were able to either kick it or punt it in the end zone, make it a much closer make it a 1-score game.
I would call it 3 turnovers. They had a turnover on downs on that previous possession too.
Good point.
So again, we've seen a decent amount of yardage racked up for both offenses, which I'm surprised at. Honestly, the Cardinals' first offensive possession was less than impressive, but they started to pull it together later in that first quarter, got some positive yardage under their belts, and then were threatening a few different times in that second quarter. They only came away with 3 points, marred by a few turnovers.
And their quarterback, Mike McDonough, is really having a really great performance today. He's made a couple of great passes under duress many times. He's had Bedford defenders in his face, and he was still able to find open receivers. So he's having himself a great night, even though he only has 3 points to show for it.
Cody Zamansky, Ethan Chmielewski, we were calling their names quite a bit in that first half for the Cardinals. Sam Franco helped out a bit, along with Helmke, Lennon, and a little bit here and there from Ronan Balistreri. Balistreri came up with that interception on Black too. So Brody Helton was all over the offensive side for the Bulldogs with those 2 touchdown runs, some help, and unfortunate penalty, a holding flag, called back a beautiful play, a long touchdown to Luke Soden on a bomb on that left-hand side, and that one got called back. It would have been a 42-yard touchdown strike, but did get pulled back because of the dirty laundry on the field.
Yeah, and I want to say, too, about Brody Helton, he's been really impressive running the ball. Not only he's got power, but he's got vision, and he's able to cut. He had a wicked stiff arm on a long run. Just wiped out the BG player with a stiff arm. And unfortunately, after a really great run, it got wiped out by a fumble. So
he's listed at 5'10", 205 on the roster, but he is nimble as can be for that 205, and it's fun to watch him run with the ball.
Bedford Friends of Football is a parent-led organization that functions to support the needs of our team throughout the season. And they couldn't do what they do without the help of their generous sponsors. That includes 10 and 10 Attorneys at Law, Coca-Cola Northeast, Stonyfield Organic, Pepsi, Fine Home Groups International, TJ McCarthy Inc., McDonald's on Brown Avenue, Realty One Group, Treescapes by Murphy, and Apex Wealth Management. Thank you to our wonderful sponsors.
The clock clicks down here at halftime. Great performance here by the Bedford High School Marching Band and Color Guard. We appreciate their musical stylings. They'll take a break for the third quarter. I'll hand it over to Harry Kozlowski for the call in the third quarter as we get ready.
Teams are still warming up. We're going to have a little time here to catch up on scores around Division I. At halftime, Goffstown leads 19-6 over Nashua South. Spalding at home, they're trailing Portsmouth Oyster River 26-6 also at the half. 21-7 Londonderry over Concord. That's probably going into the third quarter right now. Last score we had was Merrimack at Nashua North at Stello Stadium North with a 17-0 lead. Halftime was their last reported score. We'll try to get you updated there. And then Dover with a 28-0 lead over Winnicott. They're playing in Hampton. That's already in the third quarter. Boys soccer, Bedford with a 4-1 win over Hanover. Elliot Teixeira with 2 goals. Gavin Diaz with a goal. Ali Siddick, I believe is how you pronounce the name, had a goal as well.
Any more scores over there, Harry? Your sheet is pretty busy. You got scribble all over the place.
Pretty much gave you everything. I was going to say we got 2 Division I games tomorrow afternoon. Alvern at Central, along with an out-of-state contest as Central of Providence, Rhode Island comes to McDonough Field in Manchester to take on the Crusaders of Memorial. That's going to be happening tomorrow. We've got a broadcast coming up on Wednesday. It's going to be the home opener for our girls volleyball team. They are 1-0. They have a 3-0 lead, 3-0 win, I should say, against, let me look, no. Gotta find my paperwork
it's
here.
Somewhere over there.
Here. Yeah, it's over Merrimack. Okay, 3-0 win over Merrimack, and they're going to be hosting Hollis Brookline, which is the team. Let's face it. I think the last 7 titles in NHIAA girls volleyball were won either by Bedford or Hollis Brookline. So these 2 schools are the cream of the crop. Bedford had to beat them. They had to come from behind. They had to come from 2 sets down last year. They won 3-2. So you know that the Cavaliers of Hollis Brookline are going to remember that game. They're coming into Bedford's home gymnasium, and it's going to be quite the contest. We're going to broadcast that for you on Wednesday, starting at 6:30 on BCTV Channel 8 and 1072. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be terrific.
And then we'll be down at Stello Stadium next Friday night as the Bulldogs will travel and take on Nashua South Friday evening, 6:30 kickoff next week. A little bit different, but beautiful stadium as always. Should be a fun evening at Stellos.
And South right now losing to Goffstown, so they're going to be looking to get their first win more than likely unless they come back at Goffstown today.
I'll plug this one because, again, this is a dire need across all sports here. Becoming a high school official is an easy call. Officiating allows you to continue to be a role model by demonstrating qualities such as impartiality, fairness, and courage. High school sports officials help protect the integrity of the games we love by teaching and reinforcing the rules of play. New officials have an opportunity to make a difference in their communities right away. To learn more about becoming a high school sports official, please visit NHIAA.org.
And we might as well get a plug in for the Bedford Bulldog Athletic Booster Club here while we got some time. They want to thank their platinum sponsors, Spectrum Marketing, Bedford Village Inn, BEI Network, London Orthodontics, Restore Hyper Wellness, Wicked Good Butcher, and Looney Insurance. And a thanks to our gold sponsors, Realty One, Ethan Allen, Granite State Cabinetry, and Liberty Hill Construction. And they are launching their raffle, cash prizes, as well as tickets to see the Patriots and Revolution. Learn more about that at bbabc.net or on their Facebook page. Look up Bedford Athletic Boosters.
I love your commitment to try to get the New England accent, that Boston accent, right?
I try to be authentic. I'm an authentic person.
Yeah, you know, it's tough for a guy coming from upstate New York. It's just not natural for you.
No.
I love the commitment, though. I love it.
I don't know if I still have a Western New York accent.
I still hear the A here and there, right?
Quarter.
Accent.
They call it quarter, not quarter. Quarter.
Quarter.
Quarter. Give me a quarter. Give me a quarter for a pop.
Wow.
Quarter for a pop.
Outstanding. 12 minutes are back on the board. Connor Lennon is set to kick off the second half from the 40-yard line. Deep to receive, we have Dom Tagliaferro. As well as looks like Helton's back there.
Yeah,
Tagliaferro takes it. Get up the left-hand side. Out beyond the 30 where he's tackled at the 32-yard line. And Harry Kozlowski will bring us the play call here in the second half.
Sam Fayed was one of the tacklers there, but a good run back by Tagliaferro gets the Bulldogs a good start at their own 32-yard line. 12-3 is your score. Bulldogs are up by 9, looking to add some more points here. They were able to score in their first drive at the beginning of the game, but have kind of shot themselves in the foot with turnovers and penalties since then. So let's see how they do here. They've got 3 receivers out, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Brody Helton in the backfield with Danny Black in the shotgun, hands it off to Helton, cuts to his right, makes another cut, keeps the feet moving, and it looks like he's got a first down. All they're going to say is, yep, they're going to give him 10 yards. We'll see if that's enough for a first. The FAR judge had him lined up at the 9-yard line, thinking his foot might have touched down, but nope, they're going to call it a first down. 10 yards right off the bat, and they're at the 42-yard line.
Good run there by Helton, and I want to say great footwork too. You saw him take a little jab step to his left and then get back to the right in front of Black, taking that handoff and ahead for a first down.
Oh, that was a tricky play there. Riso was in motion. Now they're going to call a motion. They're going to call a penalty here.
No penalty. So Black caught the snap and his knee was on the ground. So they're going to mark him down at the 37. And we saw that same play earlier in the first half and they didn't call it.
Right, they got away with that the last time. So the snap a little bit low. And it's going to result in a tackle for loss, I guess, or at least a loss of yardage of about 5 yards. They're at the 37-yard line, 2nd and 15 now. Now Riso in motion. Stops. The snap and a pitch back to Helton, running to his right, cuts, misses one tackle, cuts inside, misses another, picks up a block, and here he goes. He's at the 40, out at the 35-yard line.
Kudos to Danny Black coming back and cracking back. You don't see your quarterbacks mixing it up, but on the replay here, you'll see Soden get a block and Black get a block right at the 50-yard line. And Helton gets ahead for a big gain.
And Ronan Ballestieri was the tackler on that play. And now they break the huddle.
Great footwork there again by Helton, getting ahead for huge yardage.
If he's that good as a sophomore, I can imagine what he's going to be like as a senior. fake to Helton, that pass out to Rizzo. In the flat, he picks up big yards, almost 9 yards on first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1 at the 27.
Nice little flip out into the right flat. Good catch, getting ahead for positive yardage. Rizzo puts his head down, bowls through a couple of tacklers.
Under 11 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Bedford up 12-3, and they're moving in BG territory at the 28-yard line. 2nd down and a long one. Black hands it to Helton. He cuts, gets the first down, picks up a few more yards all the way down to the 24-yard line. So a 4-yard gain for Brody Helton, having himself quite the day here.
Watch this cut here with his left foot. Takes the handoff, goes along the line of scrimmage, right there, jabs that left foot into the ground. Cuts it upfield and gets those 3 or 4 yards to move the sticks.
Fresh set of downs here for the Bulldogs. They're at the 24, 10:25 left here in the third quarter. Black breaks up the huddle, 3 receivers set, 2 to the right.
3-4 defense here, cover 3 behind it. Helton takes the handoff. Whoa, drops the ball.
Oh, another fumble, another turnover, the 5th one of the day, and it's recovered by number 77 for BG, Aaron Shimileski. And that, another promising Bedford drive, gets cut short by a turnover, and we stay at 12-3.
Had it in his left hand, got a good stiff arm out there with the right. Getting a paw on it, looked like it was A.J. Holmes causing that fumble. And you're right, the Cardinals come up with another important turnover.
And they stay in this game. It's a 2-score game, but they're within striking distance here. They got plenty of time to make it a 1-score game. They come out of the huddle, and we'll see what they do here. 4 receivers set, 2 on each side.
4-3 set for the Bedford defense.
Ethan Shimileski in the backfield.
Shift into cover 3. Fumble.
Picked up by Bedford. Rizzo with the touchdown.
Huge turnaround after a fumble. Now they get it right back. Strip sack coming from the backside. I believe it was Sheridan. It was Sheridan, and Rizzo right there for the scoop and score. The Bulldogs recover well.
And the defense does it again for the Bulldogs. Every turnover that could have been a scoring opportunity for BG, the defense has snuffed out, and now they do more than that. They put some points on the board. 18-3. Here comes the extra point.
This is Dylan Soden back for the place kicking duties.
Looks like we have a player down for Bedford, and the kick is no good. It's wide left. Trying to see on the sideline, get a number here. Number 53 for Bedford. That is Noah Casamasino, is on the ground, stretching out something. He might have gotten a cramp or something. The trainers are with him right now.
Wow, what a turnover there. Fumble by Brody Helton after a positive first offensive possession for the Bulldogs. They fumbled it. They turned it over on the 25-yard line. The strip sack by Kevin Sheridan turns into points as Rizzo is there for the scoop and score. Beautiful way to bounce back.
Still a bit of trouble getting that extra point. You know, the kicking game was always good for Bedford years back, going back to Maddie Lucantoni was probably, she was the last real money kicker they've had on this team. And of course, Colby Snow was solid as well, hitting the game winner. This year, Bedford might have to score more touchdowns.
I would think so.
Well, with a player like Helton, I'm sure they're going to score plenty of them. They just got to hang on to the ball. Helton with 2 fumbles today.
That's it. And we hear at the next levels the importance of ball possession, maintaining good ball control, and I'm sure that will be stressed in practice this week.
That was a short kick, picked up about a 25-yard line. A.J. Holmes got it right around the 23-yard line, or a 20-yard line. Gains about 7 yards, so they're going to say he was down at the 29-yard line, and the Cardinals will take over there with 9:50 to go.
Ran into a pack of dogs there just shy of the 30-yard line. Good special teams coverage. We have an officials timeout. Player is down. Looks like we have some cramping by one of the Cardinals players. Special teams player getting stretched out, either a hammy or a calf. Doesn't look too serious, but hope he's okay.
We got a little bit of time here. Let's do some scores.
Go ahead. I can't read your chicken scratch, man. Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry. I'm throwing it right in front of him and looking at it like, what is
What
this?
the heck does that even say, man?
So Portsmouth Oyster River with a 33-6 lead after 3 quarters at Spalding. Goffstown at the end of 3 leads 25-6. Salem finally got a score out of Keene. They're at Keene. They have a 19-7 lead, Salem does, with most of the 4th quarter remaining. Londonderry in the 3rd quarter with a 27-7 lead. Nashua North, start of the 4th quarter, they lead 17-7 over Merrimack, and it's 35-0 Dover over Winnacunnet in the 3rd.
Yeah, sorry to throw that back on your shoulders, but it's rather illegible for me.
Not a problem. Here's the throw to the outside. Great catch. Cody Szymanski came back for the ball, makes the catch, almost first down. We'll see where they spot that.
Good
I guess
catch.
give him about 7 or 8 yards on that play.
Nice catch by Szymanski. Got his hands out and away from himself. Extended out for the reception. They'll give him 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Back to the 4-receiver set. Szymanski in the backfield. Or quick out. Ooh. Goes to Sam Franco. He's met by a pair of Bulldogs. Ooh. But he hangs on to the ball, takes a big hit, gets the first down.
Good pop by Dylan Soden coming out here in coverage. Linebacker sprinting back to the flat. Little 5-yard stop route on the outside by Franco.
BG down by 16. They've got to get something going here. They only have 3 points to show for it. 5 turnovers and only 3 points to show.
As Lauren Fox likes to say, math is hard. They're down by 15.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Oh, we got a hold there.
McDonough
throws
it over the middle, and the great catch there.
Yeah, that's coming back, though. Man, they had 2 guys holding Sheridan.
Shimoleski, he went upstairs to catch that ball, but is the flag down?
Yeah, that's coming back. That's holding. Yeah, great catch there. Got to say, it was beautiful. Got up in traffic, came down with it solidly. Will Helmke, I believe.
think I just saw him point at Bedford on that call.
No way. What? Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, the holding call was on Bedford.
Look at Sheridan gets absolutely...
Oh, no, what it is, it's a roughing the passer, and they're calling it on Bedford. So they're going to count the catch at the 41, and they're going to add some more yards to it.
That, I will bite my tongue. We need more officials. I will bite my tongue. I will say that Kevin Sheridan was wrapped up like he was the ball carrier, but that's all I'll say. First down
15
for the Bulldogs.
They're going to put him down at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 in the start of the red zone here for BG. Benefiting from a call here. There's a blitz by Bedford. They beat it. They get the throw out to number 3, Shimoleski, and he's able to pick up about 8 yards on a quick screen throw by McDonough. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 at 13. That's the first time I've seen Bedford call a blitz.
Henrishon on the tackle there. Haven't called his name too much, but he's been a stalwart on the defensive line.
McDonough with the snap, has time, throws.
Incomplete, and popped. Another one by Dylan Soden.
Yeah, that was
Szymanski.
Szymanski was the intended target. So 3rd and 3.
Went right through his hands there. I think he could feel the pressure coming and looked to make a move a little too quickly. Zemansky couldn't come down with it, so incomplete pass leads to 3rd and 3. Clock stopped at 7:57 remaining in the third quarter. Bulldogs lead 18-3.
They're going to send 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 3rd and 3. They're at the 13-yard line. McDonough looking at the sideline, getting the call now on his wristband. Waiting for the ball. It's snapped. Handoff.
Way to
and
close
met
that
right at the
down.
line of scrimmage.
Great job closing that down. Right in there again, Kevin Sheridan, along with Eli Gumas.
Sheridan came up with the ball, saying that he took it away from the runner, but the officials are not hearing it.
Yeah, they had called forward progress well before that, so it'll be 4th and 2, we'll call it, maybe 4th and 3. And the Cardinals will take a timeout. They want to... Oh, yep, that is the Cardinals take a timeout. 7:30 left to go in the third quarter. Cardinals will take a timeout and talk over this crucial play call. Again, Connor Lennon has the leg. They're in his range. They may need more than just 3 points at this point.
Yeah, but they're down 15 with about a quarter and a half to go. They're going to need to get some points here, and you're deep in Bedford territory, and you've had some success. I would think they would go for it here on 4th down. You know, it's easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Just go to wbnh.bedfordnh.org for the stream link. We also stream on apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden. You can also tell your Alexa device, Alexa, play Bedford 105.1, and guess what? We come out of the speaker just like that.
Amazing. I'll tell you a little bit more about the revamped BCTV app too, but we'll wait on that because this is a critical play halfway through the third quarter.
Receiver in motion, McDonough rolling to his left. Makes the throw, and what do they say? They're going to say incomplete, knocked him out of his hands. McDonough had to get rid of the ball. He was going to get flat. No, now we got a flag here, a late flag. We'll see what the call is.
Wow, that was...
Was it on a BG player, or was it Szymanski saying something to the official?
Ooh, I don't know. It looked like they were throwing it towards the Bedford defensive backfield, so they may have heard some chirping after the play and felt like there was unsportsmanlike conduct or something.
There's a flag in the Bedford backfield. They're going to call offsetting penalties. They're going to wave it off.
Okay, so they get another shot at it, 4th and 2 or 4th and 3.
Well, that's kind of an error on the part of Bedford, giving BG yet another chance here. They had him stopped on 4th down. But now because of the offsetting penalties are just as bad as a penalty on Bedford, although a penalty on Bedford would have been 1st down. BG still has to convert here, but they get another chance. They get a 5th down.
Coach Matthews getting an explanation here from the side judge.
Still no indication what the call was. I assume it was some kind of unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, it seemed like it happened after the play, too, and now the head official is going to come over and explain things.
And the player that left the field right there, I don't know if they were Jake Sheff. I wonder if he was involved somehow.
They're still sorting through things.
I think it's turnover on downs because they called it incomplete.
Yeah, they might be picking up that flag.
Or, well, did they call offsetting penalties?
I think they would. This was just
calling it incomplete pass.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. But there were flags on the field.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very confused.
So we're trying to determine what's going on here.
Oh, okay, I know.
Whose ball it is.
I think I might have it, right? So incomplete pass makes it a turnover on downs. So then it was a dead ball foul, and they march him back.
Right.
So after the turnover on downs, probably an unsportsmanlike half the distance to the goal, and Bedford will take over on their own 6-yard line. That's what I've sorted.
Okay, I think you nailed it. Great call. So Bedford defense comes up big again, stopping BG in the red zone, taking away yet another scoring opportunity, but now Bedford's offense has to take over here deep in their own territory at the 7-yard line, and they have 5 turnovers, so they can't afford any more here. Here's the snap of the ball and a handoff.
Jet sweep to Rizzo, running hard around that left side.
Picks up some good yardage there, picks up about 8 yards up to the 16.
Tough tackle there. Rizzo's slow to get up, so we'll have an official timeout as they look at him. He's in tough shape there. Looks like maybe a cramp for him too, but he also took a good shot on the tackle.
Yeah, he's staying on the field, and the trainers are stretching out his leg, so it could well be a cramp.
Physical game, man. These guys are hitting after each other pretty hard. There's some big bodies moving around the field, slamming into each other. These kids are getting faster and faster. And again, first game of the season, they're getting their bodies in shape. He's going to limp to the sideline. Good to see him back on his feet, though. Jack Rizzo has contributed in several ways throughout this game 1 of the 2023 season.
So play about to resume. It is going to be 2nd and 1 at the 16. Black in the shotgun. Taking his time, takes the snap, hands it off, met immediately, and I think a loss of yards there for the ball carrier, who is number 20.
Eric Millis.
First time we're calling his name, junior running back.
A little surprised to see a 2 tight end set there too. We had Sheridan and Soden in as tight ends. See Jake Ben hustling to the sideline here. He's limping.
So 3rd down and 2 here at the 15. Bedford needs to convert to keep this drive going. There's a handoff.
Ooh, spinning away, nicely done. That's Alec Corvo.
Corvo carrying the ball, number 28, gets the first down, feeling his way up the right side of the line. Found a seam and got that first, up to the 20-yard line. So a 5-yard gain for Corvo, and Bedford's got a new set of downs.
And I'm not surprised to see, as Coach Matthews is moving away from Helton, he's got 2 fumbles on the day. Ball security becoming more and more important. Again, as we tick to 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
That's a shame, because he was really entertaining to watch running.
He sure is, but a head coach is going to make that decision if you keep putting the ball on the turf.
The motion there, and a cut.
Ooh, face mask there. Yep, there comes the flag.
Officials are watching. That's good. Number 3,
it's Bennett
Bedford.
Matthews.
That's
Bennett Matthews.
Yeah, Bennett Matthews in the game.
You see here on the replay, little jet sweep for Matthews. First player in, gets his hand high. Right there, 77. That's Aaron Chmielewski.
So the sophomore Matthews getting a carry here. He's been out there for punts and kickoffs, and now he's seeing some time in the backfield for the Bulldogs. 5:54 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Clock has stopped. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Correction, no, it's 2nd down and 4 from the 26.
Yard marker on the other side still says 1st down. A little confusing on the penalty there.
There's a handoff. Corvo breaks the tackle in the backfield, and he's going.
Good speed. We're going to get holding call kind of away from the play, too. A little bit of a silly hold as it was thrown around the 39-yard line.
So that was a good run, about 20-yarder. It's going to come back, though. Another holding call on Bedford. They've been collecting the yellow laundry all night.
I might call it a block in the back. A tough one there. Again, it wasn't even near the play, so Bulldogs need to have some more discipline and know when the block is going to be effective and when it's not. They're going to call it a hold and march the Bulldogs back. It's a spot foul, though, so it's from the 37-yard line. They'll march back to the 27-yard line.
Will they grant him the first down, or will they have to get the first down from the 27?
No, they'll have to get the first down again.
So now 3rd down and 3.
Well, again, the sticks on the far side say 1st down, and I think that's right. Because of the face mask penalty, they got some positive yardage, and now they got negative yardage on the holding call, so it does say 1st down on that stick on the far sideline. I'm guessing that they're listening to the officials, and I believe it is 1st down. Yep.
So first and 3?
First and 3.
All right.
Very unusual.
First and 3. There's a handoff inside to Bennett Matthews. He cuts it inside, gets a first down. All he needed was 3 yards, but he got over 10. Brings it all the way up to the 38 for a Bedford first down.
I believe that was Tagliaferro on the carry, number 8, not number 3. Yeah. Come back around, but now they have the first down for sure. A little confusion on the downs there, but not anymore. It's on the 38-yard line. And the Bulldogs have a first down.
Watching Jack Rizzo on the sideline running, I think he might be coming back into the game soon. 2 tight ends set here. Black fakes the handoff, throws it high. It's going to go for a touchdown.
Move. No, it's not a touchdown. Great hustle there by Cody Zemansky chasing down Luke Soden. Luke's got to make a couple of cuts, change his direction there, and he's gone. But instead, he's ahead for about a 60-yard gain as he gets tackled on the Cardinals' 13-yard line, it looks like.
He was the only receiver in that set.
Little slant pattern there. Yeah. Black put it right on him.
He had to go upstairs a little bit to get it, but he split the defenders, and he would have been clear, but Szymanski really put on the jets and tracked him down like a gazelle, like a lion and a gazelle.
Fantastic effort by Szymanski to get back there and make that tackle. Prevented scoring points for now.
So first and 10 on the BG 13. Here's a sweep. Corvo cuts through, and is he in?
Yes, he
They're
is.
Gonna say he's in. Touchdown,
yes,
Bedford. 13 yards for Alex Corvo. Bedford's up 24-3 with the extra point coming up.
Just a real fantastic individual effort. I love to see these kinds of plays. Corvo took some contact not too far down the field, maybe only 2-3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, and bowled his way in for the rest of the 10 yards. And Alec Corvo on the board. The Bulldogs extended out to a 24-3 lead for now with the PAT coming, and they're going to go for 2. Might see this pretty consistently throughout, given their struggles in the kicking game.
So Luke Soden is the only receiver, and he's out to the left. Handoff, nope. Black's going to keep it. He's going to carry it in. 2-point conversion, Danny Black from 3 yards out, and it's 26-3 Bedford.
Nice play call. Fakes the handoff to Corvo. Literally could have driven a truck through the hole on that left side of the line, and Danny Black trots it in for that 2-point conversion. 8 more points, and it's 26-3 with 4:36 to go in the third quarter.
Here's some finals from Division I. Portsmouth Oyster River with a 33-6 win over Spalding. Actually, no, I'm sorry, that's at the end of 3, so that's pretty lopsided. However, Keene is making it into a game now against Salem. They're within 5 points. It's 19-14 with 7 minutes to go in the fourth. Bedford getting ready to kick it off here. It's been a really long third quarter.
Sure has.
A lot of stoppage, a lot of play stoppage.
Some penalties, some scoring. Turnovers, 2 turnovers we've seen, fumbles and fumbles.
You know, I think the story of this game has been the Bedford defense. They've really shut the door on BG every time the offense has turned the ball over or committed a penalty or something like that. Give them an opportunity to score, and the defense comes up big every time. There's the kickoff. It's a short one. Picked up at about the 20-yard line.
Holmes at the 24 gets it out to the 31.
So pretty good return there on a short kick, about 11 yards. And the Cardinals take over on their own 31 here with 4:30 to go in the third quarter, and they trail 26-3.
You talked about the defense being the story of this game for the Bulldogs, and you're absolutely right. They returned 7 starters on the defensive side of the ball, and it's not surprising to see them holding the Cardinals to 3 points so far. Great tackling. Came up with some turnovers. They've held tight when they've got down into the red zone, and the Bulldogs have had a great game on the D side.
Quick pass to Szymanski in the flat, picks up 3 yards there, snuffed out there by Jack Rizzo. I was going to say, look at that formation. They had 4 receivers on the left side, 1 to the right. So they're really throwing the kitchen sink out there, receiver-wise, against the Bulldogs. Although that was a short game.
Coach Nalen putting in his new offense, new system, new terminology. I would guess the Cardinals are going to go through some growing pains here as they learn a whole new system. They've only had the preseason to work on it.
There's the snap. Sideline pass. Oh, broken up.
Wow.
Tagliaferro got the paw up. Pass was intended for Will Hemke.
I think that was Peter Suazo, number 19. Yeah.
I think Suazo was in there. Was it Suazo who got the hand up there?
Suazo got his hand on it. Big left paw. The junior D-back prevents a big gain there on an outstanding play.
3rd and 6 coming up now. 4 receivers, 3 to the right.
Nickel package in for the Bulldogs.
He's going to go up. He gets away from a sack, gets away from Sheridan, throws the ball, and it goes right through the hands.
Connor
Lennon could have had a first down there.
Tough one there, scrambling out. The receiver was trying to mirror him, find a little pocket in the defensive backfield. Got some space, and it hit his hands. He just couldn't come down with it.
So the Bulldog defense does it again.
And now Lennon will go back and punt this ball away as it's 4th and 7.
And Tagliaferro is the lone back for Bedford at the zone 32-yard line, waiting for the punt. Snap, ball is up. It's a high one, not too long. Tagliaferro at the 34, makes a cut, tries to get away from one man. And we're going to get a penalty here. A flag is thrown. I think it's going to be on the Bulldogs, possibly a block in the back.
Probably Javon Georges was there in the vicinity. Yeah, right there on the replay. You can see it. Block in the back on number 44, Sam Ronzio.
So it would have been a 40-yard or a ball at the 40-yard line for Bedford. It's going to be, I don't know if that's a 10 or 15-yard penalty, but they're going to march it back.
Looks like they're going to march it from the 39-yard line. So Bulldogs retreating into their own end.
Yep, it's going to be a 15 major penalty here. Or no, sorry, 10-yard penalty. Marked at the 28-yard line, 3:29 to go. Bulldogs take over here with a 26-3 lead here in the 3rd quarter.
We got an Aaron Rodgers lookalike in the crowd right in front of us. This is great. Thought he should be getting ready for the Jets game.
There's a handoff right there. Looks like Helton's back in the game, and that was an obvious face mask. Wow.
Yeah, that's got to be a 15-yarder right there. That's not
hurt a guy doing that.
As he brought him down by the face mask, so we should get 15 on that. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, Will Helmke there, getting a little grabby around the face. Going to cost him 30. So Bedford gave up 10 on the block in the back, and now they get 15 back on the flagrant face mask. Get a first down in the progress as well. Ball's going to get marked at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Man, you said it, and I just realized we're still in the 3rd quarter. This has been a really long 3rd quarter.
It's already 9 o'clock. Time to say WBNHLP Bedford 105.1. Got to get that legal ID in there.
Station ID. Always the radio man. I love it.
Yeah, always watching for that.
Well done, Harry.
There's motion for Tagliaferro. Instead, the inside handoff to Helton finds a hole. First down. breaks a couple tackles, gets into Cardinal territory. They're going to mark him down at the 39. Another first down for the Bulldogs.
I'm pretty sure what we're seeing here is a Cardinals defense that is starting to experience fatigue. Helton, strong run up the middle, a little misdirection off the right side, but he's running through tackles. And the Cardinals D is getting tired.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Tagliafiero and Rizzo are the receivers to the far side. Luke Soden on the near side. Motion here by Tagliafiero. There's a snap, inside handoff to Helton. He gets by one man, gets taken down.
Ooh.
And gets it to the 34-yard line.
Pancake block there by Jake Ben. I'd love to see that on the replay. Watch 56 if we get that up, Dale. There you go. Gets into the linebacker. He's top of your screen now, out to the right. Boom, pancake. Well done, Jake. Follow through on those blocks.
4-yard gain there by Helton. 2nd down and 6, 2:13 to go in the third. Helton sees something, points it out to Danny Black. Black calls his own number, hangs on to the ball. He's got a first down going on the sideline, finally forced out of bounds by Szymanski, but not until he gets about 15 yards on that carry, all the way down to the 24. First down, Bedford.
Little show and go here. Fakes it to Helton off the right side. Has a big hole on the left side. Gets through it, gets out to the sideline. Out of bounds, they'll stop the clock. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Bulldogs still holding that 26-3 advantage on the scoreboard.
3 receivers go to the right. Nobody on the left. We'll see if they put somebody in motion here. Helton is the running back. And he gets the ball. Nope, fake to him. Pass to Rizzo. Gets away from one tackle. And then we got a flag coming in. This is going to be something on BG, I'm going to guess.
Sam Fayed sniffed it out. Came up to make the tackle, but Rizzo broke that initial tackle, got ahead.
Made chicken salad out, would have been chicken bleep there.
Yeah, wow. I don't see a call. They're going to call a block in the back, but I believe Luke Soden might have drawn that flag because he put his hands up by his shoulders. Let's see that replay again, Dale.
Yeah, I'm not
and
sure.
This is like, hey, I didn't do anything. He really didn't do anything. And that little flash of his hands right there might have actually drawn the flag. That's kind of silly. There was literally no contact. And they're going to march the Bulldogs back.
Well, that is unfortunate. So they're going to mark them all the way back to the 33-yard line.
Oof, tough one there. Coach Matthews is not going to be happy with that one. Yeah. Very, very little contact by Luke Soden, but had that little flash of his hands, those white gloves, drew the flag.
So from the 34, it's 1st and 17. There's a sweep. They're going to get a lot of it back right here.
Ooh.
Kind of a rough tackle out of bounds there.
Yeah, a little extra. He's 3 yards out of bounds. And
Lennox Williams, the ball carrier, and he gets back about half the yardage that he needed. They're going to say he's short of a first by about 5 yards.
Play that again if we can, Dale. Watch Brody Helton out here as the lead blocker. 26, he hits one guy there. He gets ahead right there again, pushes number 7, Will Helmke out, and then flatbacks another guy, number 34. Kid's a beast of a football player as Theo Leonard is on his back at the end of the play.
We need to get you a telestrator. Off to Helton, up the middle, runs into a block, but he's going to get close to first down yardage. At the 15, he's going to be about a yard short.
Man, I would be going crazy with the telestrator. I'd be like John Madden, I'd be like, oh, look at boom here. This guy's got his mouth breathing out here. You see all the breath. It was a real cold day. His knuckles down in the mud. Man, we could have some fun with that.
Oh, yeah, we would.
We could have some fun with
Bill, you're going to have to find some money in the budget for that.
Put it in the budget. Come on, Bill.
So 3rd and 1 from the 15. A minute to go here in the third quarter. Bedford on the move, trying to add some more to this 26-3 score.
Smash
Just
it right
one
up
receiver.
the middle. Nope. Nice spin move.
Bennett Matthews gets away from the tackle, gets the first down and a little extra, gets it all the way down to the 6-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for Bedford.
Tuck that ball away, though, man. That thing was out there. Jeez. Great spin move here on the replay right here. This swim move, yikes, put that ball away. We've had a little trouble with Helton putting the ball on the turf. We don't want more of it, so let's keep some ball security and top of mind. Great run, but keep that ball tight, fellas.
Under 30 seconds to go in the first. It's 1st and goal, 6-yard line for the Bulldogs. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here.
Coach Matthews takes timeout. Didn't like the play call for the defense. He'll regroup with the offense. Beautiful moon out to our left-hand side. We had that super moon a couple nights ago. The closest it'll be for the next 13 or 14 years. I'm not sure if you saw that, Harry.
No, I didn't.
It was bright as day on Wednesday night. It was amazing.
I do plan on going north next year for the eclipse.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think it's like Coldbrook, I think it's going to be dead center for the track, isn't it?
Fledgling astronomer in our midst. I like it. I like it. Oh, yeah, get a shot of that. Look at that. Zoom it way in for our viewers at home. Just above the tree line. Let's see if we can see the man in the moon. Oh, yeah, there he goes. The definition comes through. It's so nice.
Let's get you caught up on scores. Goffstown leads North 33-13, just about 4 minutes to go in the 4th. Salem hangs on. They take out Keene 19-14. Portsmouth, Oyster River over Spalding 40-6. 41-14 Londonderry over Concord late in the 4th. Here we go.
That's a waning gibbous, by the way, Harry. Waning gibbous.
Oh, now who's the astronomer now?
Good terminology for you.
Hand off to Helton. He's got to get away.
Ooh, that's a horse collar,
That's a horse collar tackle. Shouldn't there call?
Jeez.
Nope. They're going to let that slide. Helton got pulled down by the back of his jersey. I think they're going to say they had a handle of the jersey, not the collar itself, so they're going to let that go. Tackled for loss here, back to the 14-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 14, and the clock runs down to 0, and that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter here. Bulldogs, big lead, although plenty of mistakes. I'm sure things that Coach Matthews will not be happy with. But they have another quarter to go here, 12 minutes to play with a 26-3 lead. Marathon
of a 3rd quarter there. We had fumbles on both sides, Helton to start it off, and then McDonough gave it right back. The scoop and score by strip sack by Kevin Sheridan, scoop and score by Jack Rizzo. It seems like that was an hour ago. They were able to capitalize on that, put the score at 18-3, and then a 13-yard touchdown run by Alec Corriveau put it out to 26-3 after the 2-point conversion by Danny Black.
Scores from around Division I. Winnacunnet losing their home opener to Dover 35-0. We're going to see the Green Wave later this year in Bedford. The final at Stellos North over Merrimack 24-7. Londonderry, like I said, 41-14 over Concord. Boys soccer today, they come away with a win against Hanover. Elliott Teixeira with 2 goals. Diaz and Siddick with a goal each. 4-1 was the win there. Another quarter to go here. Bedford High Stadium. 2nd and 14, 2nd and goal from the 14, I should say. Just one receiver out there, Luke Soden. And it's going to be a pass to Soden. Now get knocked down. The
Jaden
PG player, Jaden Bosket, knocked it down. Rusher getting in the face of Danny Black. So 3rd and 14 here. I'm not sure what they're going to do here if they don't get closer. Field goals are kind of dicey right here. They may just make it take advantage of both downs here.
2-down territory. That's my guess. They're not going to go for a 31-yard field goal if they can't really be reliable on extra points. So 2-down territory. Get a little bit here and get a little bit next time. Hopefully those 2 little bits make up 14 yards.
So they're sending out Luke Soden to the left this time, one receiver. Tagliaferro is set back. The throw, off the hands of Soden. That would have been 6 right there. Good throw, just Soden couldn't see it into his hands.
Put it on his hands.
14, yeah.
Good route running right there. Got all the way to goal line, made the cut to the outside. Danny Black with a great throw. Away from the defender, put it only where his offensive player could get it. And Soden couldn't haul it in there. Again, good route by Luke Soden. Couldn't complete the catch.
So 4th down, and like you said, they're just going to go for it here. Well, you know, I guess you might as well go for it. Like you said, the kicking is unreliable. You could have a block and a return. So they're just going to go for it here. 4th and 14, 4th and goal on the 14.
Half-back pass, maybe a little tricky something.
3 receivers. Passes the flat here to Soden.
There you
He's
go.
got a lane.
There you go.
Trying to find a lane to the end zone.
There
He finds
you
it.
go.
Touchdown.
Wow.
Little razzle-dazzle there.
Wide receiver screen to Luke Soden. And he cuts back to the middle. You see on that beautiful cut right there. Get it around Cody Zemanski at about the 6-yard line. And Luke Soden with some fancy footwork himself.
That was actually a gutsy call. I would think they would have tried to get it to the end zone through the air, but instead they throw the short pass, like you said, the wide receiver screen, and they let Luke Soden do the rest. So 32-3, 11:41 left in the game, and what do we have here? A penalty call against Bedford? What are they going to take? Is this a post touchdown? Personal foul.
Is this after the score? Jeez.
Waiting for the call here. The score is on the scoreboard. So we're not sure what the penalty came before or after. Usually personal foul comes after the play.
Maybe a taunt after as he's dancing through the end zone?
Well, they're going to set up
Ball's at the 25-yard line right now.
So what are they doing here? Are they taking the points off?
A bit confusing as the ball was spotted at the 14-yard line. So it would have been a 14-yard.
Another flag just thrown.
It might have been on Matthews?
Or Rizzo. Rizzo's looking like, what did I do?
Oh, jeez.
So we're kind of confused here. The flags are flying.
Yeah,
don't know what that second one is. Probably another personal foul call.
This one's clearly on Rizzo.
Rizzo was called for it. I don't know if he said something. Yep.
Pleading his case with the assistant coach. Laundry's on the field. I doubt they'll pick it up. And so instead of a touchdown, again, another Luke Soden dazzling touchdown. We're going to be marched back probably to the 40-yard.
Yeah, we still haven't heard whether this.
Somebody said the moon in the box here. I believe it was Bill Jennings. Nicely played.
So obviously they're marking it back from the 13, which means the score didn't count.
It's not from the 13 because we're getting an even number here. We're right on the 40-yard line. So
yeah, they're taking the score off the board. So now we're going to have
4th and goal from the 40.
4th and a light year.
Yikes!
And they're going to
punt.
They're going to go from goal to go from the 6 to 4th at the 40.
Yikes!
Multiple penalties there. We're not even sure what happened. So Kevin Sheridan is in now to kick.
Wow.
Score is back to 26-3.
What a turn of events. That's the discipline right there, honestly. A lot of it's going to be discipline because I believe there were 2 unsportsmanlike penalties.
And now we get a timeout called because one of the Bedford players was signaling. Thomas Braga was making a signal towards the sideline, and that ended up being a timeout. So yeah, it's going to cost Bedford a timeout. Not really a problem. They had 2 to spare.
They were short a man on their punt squad, so needed to get their 11th player on the field.
A 23-point lead. That is right. It is 23.
Yes, math is not hard right now.
Not for me. So basically a 3-score game with just under 12 minutes to go. And the way the Bedford defense has been playing, it's pretty much a lock. Although the wild card of these officials calls, these penalties, it's been a penalty-filled game.
Yeah, and we're not down there on the field. We're not hearing what's been said. We're not seeing the action firsthand. But it does seem like there have been some sensitive calls here.
So Sheridan gets the high snap, gets it, punts it. It's going to land at about the 15-yard line, but it's going to be downed right at the 13. So from a field position standpoint, good move there by the Bulldogs. 87 yards to go for BG to put some points on the board.
Kellen McGinnis grabs the ball on the coverage. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Lennox Williams. It looked like it was 34. That's 24. Lennox Williams down there on the coverage. Junior running back and D-back. So, wow. So, a bit of confusion. Some penalties have been killing the Bulldogs. Some turnovers have been killing the Bulldogs, but they're still ahead by 23.
Their defense has been there to pull them out. Bedford is rushing 3. BG sending out 4 receivers. Sheridan trying to get to his man. Oh, it's an interception. And he threw it right to him.
That's Dylan Soden coming up with the interception.
What a wild throw. McDonough, I don't know if he was trying to put the ball into the ground. I wasn't sure he was throwing to.
He had a receiver out there by the sticks. It looked like it was Will Helmke, but you didn't see Dylan Soden cutting under that route, coming up with the pick. He was out in the flat, faded back a little bit, and came up with the interception.
So Bedford back in business with a fresh set of downs. They're on the 23-yard line. And determined to put it in the end zone now. 11:25 to go.
The glasses throw it off. Well, you gotta watching your brother coach or.
Bulldogs put 3 receivers out there. Black takes the snap, but hands it off to Helton, who cuts it up the middle. Finds a lane, heading to the sideline, still going. Oh, and he gets it all the way down to the 7-yard line.
Good job. Kept the ball in his outside arm, protecting it. And doesn't want to put it on the turf again.
He gave Eli Nasser a bit of a shot there at the end. You know, when Nasser tried to tackle him, Helton just leaned into him, knocked him away like a billiard ball.
That was Ronan Balistrieri. I think you were on the wrong roster. That's okay.
Sorry about that.
The wrong 15, but yes, exactly. Delivering a blow and the tackler's coming up, pushing him out of bounds. That's the physicality of the sophomore, Brody Helton.
So now 1st and 10 from the 7-yard line. Motion. Handoff up the middle. Helton heading for the end zone is going to land a little short. Oh, he's in. I'm going to say he's in. Touchdown. Helton.
That was big number 71, Connor Flaherty, pulling from his position right up the middle, gets bowled over from behind, but he doesn't care. His running back's in for the score.
So it's back to being 32-3. And no flags in sight, so I think this one will stick.
At this point, it better. I mean, we're lining up for the PAT. We're missing people again.
So Dylan Soden, yep.
Bennett Matthews hustles on to play the wing. Dylan Soden back to kick. Danny Black puts it down. Kick is up. Looks good. It is good.
Yeah, that one had plenty of leg. So it's obvious that a game like today, it's a shakedown cruise trying to get all the bugs out. You know, the way they played in Jamboree, they looked a lot smoother back then, but they were playing a lesser opponent in Alburn. They're playing a better team here in BG. A lot went wrong. A lot of turnovers today. Defense, though, showed up. And a couple times the defense were able to undo some of the mistakes done by the offense.
Yeah, I would.
The score, like I said, the score shows it. You know, a 30-point lead here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is exactly close at 30 points, but this could have gotten really ugly if the Bulldogs had been sharp, right? Like you said, a couple of turnovers, some fumbles, an interception, the punt game issues. So, you know, they have kind of willowed away a few different opportunities throughout this game, and yet they're still ahead 33-3 at
And don't forget, in the second quarter, it was 12-3, and BG was in the red zone.
Yeah, geez.
So a touchdown there, and you're talking about a one-score, you know, a 3-point game.
Yeah.
Or 2-point game even.
Bulldog defense held strongly, though, and they've come out and scored 21 points here since halftime, putting this game hard to catch at this point.
Yeah, and one of those touchdowns was a defensive scoop and score.
Dylan Soden with the kick.
And this one's going to come down at the 10-yard line.
Block in the back there by BG.
They get up to 25. Ball carrier there was A.J. Holmes.
Theo Leonard is going to get called for a block from behind. See that on the replay right there at the 20-yard line. So they'll march the Cardinals back even farther.
So if you're BG, I guess you got to feel pretty good that you hung with the champs and you gave them a hard time. Definitely got away from them in the second half.
And we talked about it, that one drive where the Bulldogs started on their own 7, marched down the field. Alec Corriveau capped it off with a 13-yard touchdown run to put the score at 26-3. I honestly thought the Bishop Guertin defense was starting to show signs of fatigue at that point, and now we're starting to see a bit more of it. Some turnovers on their side, the pick, and now some tough blocks here with penalties. And the Cardinals are going to be in tough shape.
Quick pass out on the flat there, completed to Will Helmke. It's going to be about a 4-yard gain up to the 11-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
Some good pops on the outside, too. Cody Zemansky and Landon Elsmore mixing it up. That's where I need the telestrator, Harry. See him out there, the cornerbacks and wide receivers having some good collisions.
Back out there with the 4 receivers, 2 on each side.
3-3 with a nickel
and we get
defensive
a timeout.
backfield. We're seeing some new faces, some new players with a 30-point lead. Getting the 2s. Actually, it looks like the defense might switch back in, get some of the starters back in. And yeah, it looks like the 1s are going back in on the defensive side for the Bulldogs. 10.5, probably one more series for the starters on the defensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs. Just want to make sure that there is no inkling of any kind of comeback.
So final scores from Goffstown. They christened their new field and their new lights with a win 33-20 over Nashville South. We're going to be seeing the Panthers next week at their home opener down at Stello Stadium. We'll have that call for you on BC TV and Nashville TV, our joint broadcast. Salem over Keene 19-14, 41-14 Londonderry over Concord, 24-7 North over Merrimack, and 35-0 Dover over Winnicott. 2nd down and 9. There's the snap. Pass out to the flat. And it looks like it's 1st down up to the 22-yard line. And Helmke was the receiver there.
Good throw out there into the flat by McDonough. Soden brothers make the tackle as they forced Helmke out of bounds. And of course, the Cardinals are trying to be prudent with their use of the clock, chipping away at the yardage, trying to get out of bounds where they can.
Trying to see if this game can get to 11 o'clock.
Harry, do you have a date tonight? Maybe you do. It's Friday night. Ready for the long weekend. He's going to start it off well. Taking the old little lady to the Puritan or something.
Handoff right there. A.J. Holmes with the carry.
Look, he's laughing. I think he might actually have a date at the Puritan tonight. I got
them
him.
chicken tenders.
I got him.
Get them chicken tenders.
He does. He's going to get some tendies.
And ice cream for dessert. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 from the 26.
Yeah, so I'm hearing Bill Jennings say that Manchester is the chicken tender capital of the world. You must note that is the self-declared
chicken
tender capital of the world.
There are people who would contest that claim. But they're good. They're good.
Self-declared. That's the funny part.
Roll up by McDonough. And he's just going to take it out of bounds. He didn't see anything. Decided to save some clock here. Take it out of bounds. 9:17, no gain.
Spencer Henrishon chased him out of bounds.
How much of a gain? I guess they're going to give him a yard or two. So 3rd and 5 coming up here from the...
Again, I want to pay tribute to this defense. They've done a phenomenal job tonight. You can see how the Cardinals are pitching this ball all over the field. The Bulldogs are showing athleticism as well as strength and quickness, getting pressure on McDonough, forcing him to make some throws that he doesn't want to make, and then tackling in the open field like we see here. Elsmore,
right here, yep.
Phenomenal job getting
tackle for loss.
Balistreri to the ground. First contact, he wraps him up, waits for his friends to come, and they make a tackle for a loss. Great job by the Bulldog defense tonight.
You know, they're overloading that side with 4 receivers, and the three receivers are there to kind of create a wall for the screen, and it just doesn't matter. The Bedford defense just blows right through, negates it.
Landon Elsmore, the sophomore, getting some good time tonight. Couple good plays.
Here's Tagliaferro back there at his own 45, waiting for the punt. Here it comes. And it's just going to let it bounce out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Yeah, I noticed that Bedford isn't rushing the punter as much since they got called for a roughing call early in the first quarter. I think they're easing up on it, especially because their punter hasn't exactly been booming them.
Absolutely. He's got a leg, but he hasn't necessarily been making great contact on these punts. So they're respecting him from a yardage perspective, but you know, ball's been bouncing out of bounds. He shanked a couple, and one actually turned out in the Cardinals' favor.
Yeah, when it bounced back into Kevin Sheridan, it resulted in a fumble.
So 8:28 remains in this season opener for the Bulldogs. They have a handy 30-point lead.
And one more touchdown, we can get into running time. Hand off to Williams, sweeping to his left. He's got a block. Good gain there, about 7 yards, up to the 49-yard line, 48-yard line. They're going to give it to him in BG territory. Now they inch it back to the 49. So 2nd down and 3 coming up.
Again, we talked about Henrishon on the last defensive possession. I'll talk about him here on the offensive side. Love to see him out, lead blocking, finishing his blocks, getting out there, trying to make as much room for Williams as possible.
Second and 4 in BG territory, 49-yard line. They got 3 receivers out there. Black claps his hands, takes the handoff.
Whoa.
Gives it to Helton with a head of steam, and if it wasn't for a trip tackle there by
Cody Szymanski,
it would have been 7 or 6.
Tackle made by Cody Szymanski.
Touchdown saving tackle right there, but it's another first down up to the BG 38-yard line.
Sure was. Shoestring tackle there too. It looked like Szymanski was favoring his hand as he got up from that. But Helton had a head of steam going, and Szymanski didn't get that hand in. I think Helton might still be running.
So 1st and 10 coming up on the 7-minute mark in the game.
Still see the ones out here, the starters on the offensive side for the Bulldogs. I would imagine after this series we might get the second squad in there.
Matthews in motion, gets the handoff, sweeping to his left. Good gain there, about 7 yards again, up to the 32-yard line. 2nd down and 4. Say Kevin Sheridan in there at the tight end position, although he split off from the line.
Well, jet sweep there by Matthews, getting their athletes out into space, trying to make the defenders miss. Clock is running, just under 6.5 to go here in the game.
2nd down. Sheridan in motion, but the handoff goes to Helton. He's running to the right. He's got a seam, heading for the end zone. He's going to make it. Touchdown. Brody Helton.
That play right there, I talked about Henrishon. He made it here. Watch this. 54 getting out on the pole. Absolutely destroys the defender. Another flat back block. Helton waltzes into the end zone. 39-3 is your score. Phenomenal block by Henrichon. Well done.
Now the game's turning into a blowout.
I don't want to take anything away from Helton there, but that play right there was made by the outstanding blocking of Henrichon. Well done, Spencer. Watch him here. 54, big 54, takes on Balistreri, flatbacks him.
And the extra
Nobody's
point
in the way.
Dylan Soden puts it high in the air. I mean, he really roofed it, but he got it through the goalpost, and it counts. 40-3, 37-point lead here for the Bulldogs. 6:13 to go. Sorry if I jumped on you there.
No problem at all.
So we got two more games in Division One tomorrow afternoon. Alvern plays Central at 2 o'clock, and Central of Providence, Rhode Island comes up to the Granite State take on Memorial at McDonough Field. That is a 1 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. Congratulations to the boys soccer team picking up their first win, 4-1 over Hanover today.
Brody Helton, kid had a day. 4th touchdown. We don't have the yardage, but the kid can score. Shifty moves, strong, fast, nimble.
Oh yeah, he was entertaining to watch.
Quite a weapon.
And you know, Coach Matthews left him in there even though they had the big lead here. They just wanted to kind of stick a fork in BG and be done with it. I think you're going to see some of the backups in the game now, especially now that we're in run time.
6:13, we're going to have that run time as soon as Soden kicks it off. There it is.
Short kick. Picked up at the 20-yard line. And that's 27. Holmes with the carry. He gets it up to the 32-yard line, so he picks up about 12 yards.
Pack of dogs bring him down there, 32-yard line. Wow, have a day. Brody Helton, as he comes to the sideline, gets some congratulations from the coaches.
Guy earned himself a game ball today.
Sure did. And now we'll see some fresh faces in there for the Bulldog defense. Dylan Soden stays, but we have a new barrage of D-backs. Dean Poltrinary's in there.
BG still rolling their starters out there. Szymanski's out there as well as McDonough at quarterback. 4-receiver set. There's a handoff for a short game. Sam Fayad. No, correction. That's the right.
Yeah, that's right.
Sam Fayad, number 12. Picks up about 2 yards there. Time to talk a little bit about next week. Bulldogs travel to Stello Stadium. Take on Nashua South. The Panthers taking it on the chin today in Goffstown, 33-20. Of course, we'll have that broadcast for you, shared with Nashua TV. Another handoff, and this time Fayad's going to be, he's going to get a little bit of a gain there. Picks up another yard, so it looks like a long 7 for 3rd down.
It'll be a fun little trip down to Stellos. That's a great stadium to play. Of course, shared by all 3 of the Nashua teams.
Nice big press box, great view.
Sun can sometimes be a little bit of trouble there for us in the press box, but
you read my mind. I was thinking the same thing.
Usually sets pretty quickly, and by the end of the first quarter is not an issue.
McDonough rolls to his right, finds a receiver, gets the first down at the BG 47-yard line. That's Szymanski with the catch.
Yeah. Good pitch and catch. They have good skilled players here. Just haven't really had a chance to break anything big. Again, it's all been thwarted by this stalwart Bedford defense. Running time still as we approach 3.5 to go in the game. 40-3 is your score as the Bulldogs have had a dominant second half performance.
McDonough gets away from the rush, decides to carry it, picks up about 7 yards up to Bedford territory, up to their 47. So 6-yard gain.
And Dylan Soden make the tackle. Sorry to stomp on you there, Harry.
Sorry about that. Just want to clear my throat.
Flag is thrown.
Call a flag there on BG. It's coming back.
That's all the way back at the 40-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 20 for the Cardinals, back to 37.
It's a spot foul too, isn't it? Yeah, they're going to march it back from wherever the hold held was committed. So it could be a little bit more than just those 10 yards. But
it looks like they're marching it right from the 47, so it's going to be going back to 37. Maybe that's where it happened.
Could be. 1st and 20.
3:15 to go. Clock is running. McDonough floats it out, completes it. Wide receiver screen. This is going to get a 1st down. Great play call. It goes to Ronan Balassieri, and he gets it all the way into Bedford territory, 42-yard line. That is good for a 1st down. So the Cardinals erase that 10-yard penalty, pick up the 1st down on 1st and 20.
A couple shifty moves there by Balassieri. Got him some extra yards, about 10 or 12 extra yards. And he's able to move the sticks.
Still running with 4 receivers, 2 on each side. McDonough drops back. Now he rolls out to his right, decides to run, picks up 7 yards, goes out of bounds at 35.
I have to compliment Mike McDonough on his scrambling ability. A couple times he's felt pressure, hasn't seen a receiver downfield open, so he's tucked and been able to get positive yardage out of tough situations.
You know, they're not going to win the game here, but it really helps to have a good drive at the end of the game, especially like a 2-minute drill.
Sure.
Try to get some points on the board, try to come away with something to feel good about in this game.
Granted, this is against the 2s on defense for the Bulldogs, so yeah, they're moving the ball, but it's not that same defense they've seen the whole game.
Finds a receiver, Hill Helmke, makes the catch at the 20-yard line. Another 1st down, 15-yard gain there.
And they're racing the clock at this point, 1:40 and ticking.
They do have 2 timeouts. I'm sure they might want to use them if they're going to get close. Again, it's not going to change the outcome of the game, but they just want to practice putting some points in the end zone here. 1st and 10 from the 20. There's a handoff to Fayed up the middle. Pretty good gain there. Caught Bedford expecting the pass. Picks up 70 yards to get down to the 13. Minute 14 to go. Clock is running. We'll see if they call the timeout here. 2nd and 3.
Cam Westcott on the tackle there.
Now 1 minute to go. There's the snap. McDonough looking to the end zone. Now looks to the other side. Finds his receiver, and it's going to be a 1st down inside the 10-yard line.
Really
and
close.
The receiver there, number 16, Goldstein.
Close to the sticks. They do give him the 1st down, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 9.
Clock is running, 34 seconds. I guess they're not going to call timeout. McDonough. This could be the last play of the game. Throws it to the end zone, off the hands of Szymanski.
Can't come down with it. He got up there, made a great effort at it.
Pretty good throw. There was number 14, Thomas Braga, on the defense. Now they call timeout.
I think Landon Elsmore was right there, closest to the receiver. At least got his hand in and distracted Szymanski. And they do call timeout with 10.5 seconds to go here.
They're going to give it one more try for the end zone. They're out of timeouts. No, actually, they have one more timeout, so they could try 2 plays here. It is running time, being that the lead is now 37 points.
We hear some of the fans chirping about the timeout taken with 10 seconds left, and you're down 37. You know, it's
come on.
It's his choice.
Chicken tenders. Curtain's going to be closed in 20 minutes.
Man. Harry's got to get there. They close the grill early. Friday nights. Harry's got to get his tendies tonight.
3.5 seconds to go. We're looking at least 2 more plays here. I think they're going to go to the end zone each time. Try to make this a more respectable game.
We got the head coaches getting into it a little bit too. Probably the same feeling. Like, what are we doing taking a timeout with 10 seconds here?
There's the snap. McDonough rolls. Finds Szymanski, drops the ball. Oh my, and that's going to do it. Don't call a timeout. Just let the clock run out. There it goes. We're at 0. Bedford wins. Bedford wins 40-3.
Wow. Well, there it is. Great season opener for the defending Division I state champions. The teams will meet at midfield, shake hands. See if there are any fireworks here. Probably not, especially with the coaches getting a little heated at the end of the game. But the Bulldogs take care of business tonight. 4 touchdowns by sophomore Brody Helton, leading the way. A couple of turnovers here and there, but overall an outstanding performance leading the offense.
It was mostly an outstanding performance. There were a few warts in the first half, but they overcame them in the second. And hats off to the defense. Along with Helton, the defense was outstanding today, holding BG to just 3 points.
I will stress that again. Great job by the Bedford defense, continuing where they left off last year in the playoffs. And hopefully we see that next week as we travel to Stellos, as they will visit Nashua South for game number 2.
And we're going to call it a day here. Corey Munster-Tiger, thank you very much for joining me on the broadcast. Andrew Fenn, Bill Jennings, producing and shooting the video, and Dale Bird back doing the replays. But Dale, always a great job, and listening to every time you call for a replay. Dale is right there. So
guy's spot on. Well done, Dale.
Guy is money. So your final score: Bedford 40, BG 3. You've been watching and listening to BG and Bedford football on Bedford 105.1 and BC TV. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.